Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. Hope you're all having a wonderful weekend. Jimmy, I missed you yesterday. I know. I did want to stream yesterday, but I woke up pretty late and I had editing to do. So that way I wouldn't have to edit today. So I just decided, you know what? I streamed a lot last week, thankfully. I can skip a day. How's my music? Is it fine? Volume-wise? Too loud? Let me know. Hello, Alex. Hello, Lauren. Shut the fuck up, actually. Very tasteful pic with Dallas in the story. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I had him Photoshop out my bug bites that are still healing. That are actually going away. Thank you, Neosporin. Not sponsored. I got a Neosporin scar ointment. What that book? This is a fan art comic. This is a fan-made comic that I got at Comic Arts LA. I wish I could find the name of the artist anywhere here. It looks like it's a bunch of different artists, maybe? Oh no, there's a bunch of fan art in the back. That has a bunch of different artists. But yeah, it's called Left on Red. And it's a gay comic, mini comic. And I bought it, and then after looking through it more, I was like, oh, how cute. There's a character named Isabel, and she's got like a top knot. How cute. Oh, there's a character named Tom as well. How interesting. Oh, and a character named Red. How interesting. And then I realized this is Tom Nook and Red Human AU Yowie. So, haven't had a chance to read it yet, but the art is very, very cute. Very, very cute. Jimmy is the oblivious suburban mom. Tom of Finland. I got my son those boots for Christmas. That's Tim's, Mom. I asked for Tim's. Oh. It's also available in PDF for pay what you want on that artist's site. Yeah, I'm sure if you look up Left on Red with 2D's comic, you'll find it. Like, obviously I knew it was a gay comic, but I didn't realize it was an Animal Crossing inspired one. Hello, Alan. Hello, Nappin. Hello, Sherbert. Hello, Rat King Mickey. Star Squash. Hello, hello. Why are so many people crying? Mewtwo at the end of the first Pokemon movie. Why are so many people crying? That's a good tweet. I should post that later. Jimmy, I will say this respectfully, but that pic was crazy and your pecs are getting into bodybuilder dinner plate status. Thank you. They are sore today. I did pump them yesterday. I'm working on it. I'm really trying. I'm trying to, like, I feel like my arms are pretty good, but I'm really trying to make my pecs and my triceps, like, pop this year. I'm really trying. So thank you. Thank you very much. I don't really like posting shirtless pics of myself because I hate how I look in the iPhone camera. So I always, if I take like a gym pic, I always have a shirt on. Do you want the Tony the Tiger build? I want... Hang on. I'd like to look like this, of course. Duh. Hello, Amy. Hello, Maddie. Hello, David. Hello, Topher, Barry, Gary, Eric, Marinated Mars, Shrub Crossing, Fishman, Lauren. Hello, hello. Maddie, thank you for the 105 streams. Hi, Danny. Hello, Mandome. Hello, Vexatious. Vexatious. Well, I'm 27 and I'm still living with my parents in Overland Park. I have an art history degree from a night school. My cat just died. I lost 25% control of my sphincter muscles. I get a clicking sound in my jaw when I eat. I drive a 91 Dodge Neon. I have ovarian cysts. Sometimes I pee the bed still. I have alopecia. The only man who wants to fuck me is my 48-year-old manager at Pizza Street. P.S. He only has one ball. So I guess better than you. Upgrading because I'm canceling Shamazon Shine because of recent events. If my Prime subscription didn't literally renew like at the beginning of January, I probably would have canceled it as well. I am looking into not going to Target as much anymore. Sometimes it's right there when we leave the gym and we need to run there for dog food, but I have Costco and there's one just as close in just the opposite direction, so thinking about switching to them primarily. You can shorten my name to Vex. It's not a hard name to say, I just, for some reason, my tongue could not get it out that first time. But thank you very much for the 7 months. Shrub Crossing, thank you for the 29 months. Target is the only place I think that sells deodorant I use. Is it native? You can get it on Amazon. Wait. Stupid ass. That was not on purpose. Ay. Wait, I knew about the Amazon boycott. What did Target do? Target also rolled back their DEI initiative, protections, all that shit. They don't give a fuck about diversity anymore, which I should have seen coming when they rolled back their Pride section from first the front of the store, then hidden away in the back, and then non-existent at all. What a fucking joke. What a fucking joke. The way they announced it was really nasty. I didn't even look because I knew it would piss me off. Can you buy me corn dogs at Costco? I won't pay you back. If you guys need to get like furniture or something, you can come with us to Costco and get it for cheaper. They've got big ass TVs for not that much money compared to like Target, Walmart, shit like that. Canceled my Prime last year. I truly don't even think about shopping on that website anymore. It's so freeing. Yeah, I every year before my subscription comes up, I think about cutting the cord. But it is just so convenient. There's so many things that I get from there that I love it. I don't love Amazon, but like I love getting my things for cheaper on there typically. Target acting bold for a company that was close to bankruptcy a few years ago. Overall, I'm trying to buy less this year. Yeah, I'm trying to... This year, I definitely want to be a little bit more financially conservative. Because it's not like I fucking blow money left and right all the time. But I'm trying to be even more intentional with my dollars, my gay dollars. Not just for like businesses that don't deserve them, but also like, I don't know, I want to buy clothing this year that even if it's a little bit more expensive, I know it's gonna last, you know. Speaking of clothing, I'm stunting today. Just a little bit. I'm wearing pants on stream, which is a rare sight for me, and some dress socks. I was watching Hassan, and he's in Japan right now, and he was talking to this model, which I wish I remember her name. I looked her up on Instagram, but I couldn't find her on Instagram, so unfortunately I've forgotten her name. But he was asking her questions about like fashion and stuff, and I was like, write that down. So it just was like inspiring me to really like get back into cool clothes this year, because most of my cool clothes that I wore in my early 20s no longer fit. So the price of being Bara. I'm trying my best. You look fucking great in that shirtless pic from Insta. Thank you. I was wondering if Dallas was gonna post it on Twitter. I would have retweeted it on there as well. But yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I felt pretty good. At first I was like, ugh, ugly. I hate this picture of me. And then I just said, fuck it, just post it. And then I got nothing but compliments and kindness and woofs. So, thanks. Thank you very much. I think you could have just gotten out of your comfort zone and done something different with your signature makeup. I just don't want to see cats every week on the runway. Ooh, that made me mad. That was the part that really took it into you're being an asshole for no reason territory. I find it such a frustrating critique. I'm really not a fan of Michelle's also like new recurring critique, which is I don't want to see any more Marie Antoinette looks, because that's not a critique, that's a preference. It's like how for a while she was anti-chaps, even if they looked good. She just doesn't like them. Like, that's fucking annoying. That's a stupid ass critique. That doesn't help anything. It's not constructive. It's not conducive to progress. You're just saying you don't like it. Michelle engagement baiting her ass off. Again, someone's gotta do it on that judging panel. And I respect that she is like, I'm strong-willed enough to do that. But when it doesn't make sense, and it just feels like out of touch, targeting somebody's personal aesthetic, I think it's reasonable to be annoyed about it. It's like a judge on a cooking show saying they don't like chicken. Yeah, I watch a lot of the like baking championship shows, and I forget exactly what she doesn't like, but there's this one judge on it. She's an older woman. I think her name is Nancy, and there's something she doesn't like. And I want to say it's like cranberry or something. I don't know. There's just like some food that she just doesn't like. And she like is willing to send somebody home just because they made something that the other judges think is delicious just because she doesn't like that kind of food. Like that flavor or something like that. I want to say it's like cranberry. Which is especially ridiculous on the holiday baking championship when like cranberry is such a big part. It's pomegranate. Like, shut up. I believe that is pomegranate. That sounds correct. It's something so, like, this is not a critique. It's not a critique. It's an opinion. It's taste. It's a taste difference. I was just referencing that meme of that old woman yelling about how she hates pomegranates. Oh. Can you guys see that my mug is no face? I didn't know it was double-sided. I love when a mug is double-sided. Tell the glam queen. Yeah, I think that's what bothers me the most about we want to see versatility critique, right? And I'm pretty sure I saw Dawn from season 16, right? What season was Dawn on? It was 16? Okay. Yeah. Because it was that was the Zoom doorbell challenge where she's like, who are they voting for? Not you. Yeah. I thought she was winning the season in that moment. That's crazy. But yeah, so I saw Dawn saying, like, Michelle gave me this critique on my season, and I actually do think that it pushed me to try new things with my makeup, and it was definitely helpful both on and off the show. But I think she might have also said, like, I do just wish that it was given to every queen at some point. Because, like, thinking to last season, look at someone like Morphine. Incredible mug. And she would change up, like, little details there. But, like, absolutely gorgeous. But she has a signature, right? She has, like, a signature look that she does. Praised for her mug. I don't think they ever once told her to change it up. And why would they? Because it's incredible, you know? Or this season, there's people like Sam Starr who very, very polished, pageant, big fan. Love Sam Starr. I'm happy to see that she's doing well. I've become such a fan. She looks 23, but she has the vibes of she's been alive for 30,000 years as a soul-sucking vampire, and I am obsessed with that level of gay. But, like, are they gonna give her that same critique? No, because she looks amazing. Every week she looks amazing. As does Ariette's makeup. It's just different. It's just unique. Like, in a sense, drag queens are very similar to clowns. I believe clowns trademark their signature makeup, so that, and like they spend time crafting like their look, and they trademark that. And in a sea of 5,000 fucking drag race queens in all these different countries, why are we not celebrating the ones that really have such a unique stamp? You know, it's just such a weird, dated critique. I don't get saying it to Susie, though. Like, is that not the point of her vibe? To look... Yeah, I also dislike that she says it to Susie. I don't understand why everyone thinks Susie Toots, like, makeup in that first episode was chopped. Like, first of all, it wasn't. And second, she's clearly... Her drag is like a persona from a very specific era. That being said, she looked incredible this week when she did change it up without them having to ask. But, I don't know. It's so weird that they're like willing to tell her she looks ugly. Actually, they won't say it to her face. They'll say it when she's not on the main stage and they're deliberating. They say she looks ugly, which I think is rude. I think is very rude. How would you feel about being cast as a tumbleweed? I literally watched that and I thought to myself, I would have done that. I was like, that is something that I would have fucking done. I was like, I was like, oh my god, like, this is so funny. These queens are so funny. And I'm like, I don't know. I was like, holy shit, like, that is totally something that I would have thought to do. And it's so cool to, like, see other people that I respect also have that idea. It, like, I don't know, it was cool. It was very cool. Because that's some stupid shit I'd be doing here. I do dumbass shit on the floor in every fucking stream. It was so good. I thought Lana Jarrett was underappreciated in that challenge. I don't know if she necessarily stole the show in her own scene, But her in Joella's challenge getting healed and then falling back and shaking, that shit had me rolling. That shit was fucking funny. Yeah, literally me in my Sonic costume. The silence during Corey is so painful. I know. I think there was one laugh from Michelle like, I know, her dressing like Coco, but like hiding her face. They're 4 for 4 now. This is such a good season of Drag Race. And I actually really liked seeing the queens themselves directing each other so heavily, because I feel like they all had each other's best interest in mind. And I think pretty much everyone, even the weaker performances, were good. Compared to, like, them filming a commercial and Michelle is directing it. And Michelle just goes, not funny. What else you got? Well, they had literally 1 minute and 30 seconds to write this sketch, so give them a second. And they've got 3 minutes to film it. So I think it would be nice going forward, they have the queens direct each other a little bit more. Because I really liked this episode. This cast is just great. It's very much giving me the same feeling as I had last season, where I'm like, there's a couple people that are clearly front runners that are getting good edits, but I don't know who else is going to be up there in the final with them. It's really a very consistently strong cast. Everyone has pretty consistent confessionals and workroom moments and great runways. I've been seeing some people, like, I'll go to, like, a clip from this season will appear on my For You page on TikTok, and I'll go to the comments. And it's so many people being like, this cast is just not doing it for me. And then a bunch of replies being like, yeah, this season, Drag Race is so over. And I'm like, you literally are just, like, not letting yourself enjoy this, because this is great. This is objectively great Drag Race. Like, shut the actual fuck up, actually. Just stop fucking watching the show. They don't need you. This challenge really gave the vibe of Rue and Michelle's little bits from their old show. It was like, it was really fucking funny. And I usually find a lot of the Drag Race challenges where they're, like, incredibly self-referential to be, like, a little bland. But this was such a good spin on it. To, like, make songs out of them. Like it's a big cover album. It was really great. That's insane because I'm literally sad with who left. Yeah, both times already. I'm especially devastated with this most recent elimination. I need to get to Pokemon. I gotta be playing. I am such a fan of Anya Nerve. Such a fan of hers, especially after this episode. This episode, like, cemented, like, top 4 vibes for me. I fucking loved her in this episode. And I don't even care. I don't even care that she would hate me because I play Animal Crossing. I don't even care. I still stand. She may not like me, but I love her. Yeah, I do. I also think I hope that we get to see more of Lydia. Definitely. I need to watch Corey King's vlogs. Dallas has been watching them at the gym when he's on the elliptical. And he says they're great. And Lydia's in them like every single episode. I became a fan during the Monopoly challenge, but this challenge for sure I want top 4, even if I don't know if she'll make it. Yeah, I don't know any spoilers of this season. And I'm really trying to keep it that way. I didn't know any last season either. I need to unfollow anyone who posts Roscoe's viewing party flyers, though, because they always are like, we have so-and-so this week, and then that person's going home. It's like literally, like, every single time they just spoil the elimination with whoever's going to be at Roscoe's. Like, 90% of the time. And that annoys me. I get why they do it, because they want to have the girl, like, talk about her elimination and her lip sync, but apparently the eliminated queen was not at Roscoe's this week, so maybe they aren't doing that again. Okay. I didn't look. I tried to avoid it this week because they did spoil Lucky Stars. So I was like, they're doing it again. Love those viewing parties, though. I haven't watched them in a couple years. I watch clips, but back when I was, like, so fucking into Drag Race and I had all the free time in the world, I was watching them every single Saturday morning. They would be uploaded to YouTube. I feel like they're not as messy as they used to be, which is why I don't really watch them anymore, but... Hello, Lumberjocks. I think this week was Hormona. Lucky, since she missed the previous week, and someone else. Okay. Found a balance of shilling just enough for YouTube membership. I saw Miss Girl donate her confessional wig. I know that Willem has, like, an Airbnb that's like a Drag Race museum. That's so cool. I think Roscoe should definitely try to make... I saw a comment, they were like, they need to make it like Hard Rock Cafe, where they just have, like, Drag Race memorabilia on the walls. Since they're, like, practically an official after show. Are they still doing Hey Queen on WoW Presents? I was really happy that they found a way to bring that back. But I haven't been watching. So, we'll see if it even does come back, but... Sorry, my phone's going off. I showed my straight brother Joella's look this week, and he was so confused. I loved it so much. And the fact that, like, throughout the episode, it kept sagging even more and more, because she was like, getting tired of holding it up the entire time, or just gravity was taking it was, like, literally a master class in Drag Race delusional television. Like, I literally have prayed for someone like this to be on the show for, like, almost fucking 10 years, it feels like. I haven't been watching Drag Race that long. I started watching in, like, 2017, maybe 18. Have you watched Trisha's Wicked in 5 minutes video? It was recommended to me on YouTube today and I died. No, I haven't. I'll have to watch it. They've been reacting to a bunch of, like, Trisha's older vlogs from, like, 2014. Which is, like, kind of the era that I think, when she was in her beach house, when I was watching her vlogs, and I've been kind of wanting to go back and, like, watch them for the vibes. People keep asking me, I asked for questions on Instagram before I went to bed last night to answer in the morning, and I got a couple people asking, again, for me to vlog. And I'm kind of just like, I don't know what I would do. But I kind of feel like, and I would probably just do like a monthly vlog. Like, I don't know if I have the time to do more than that. But then I was thinking, I was like, well, I can kind of use it as an excuse to, like, get myself to do more things. Because I do want to do more things. Like, I want to go to the aquarium in Long Beach. That's just a rapid example that I could come up with. So I was like, maybe we'll see. I am going to Pokemon Go tour or something next month. I think it's at Dodger Stadium. I don't remember what day it is, but take the dogs to a dog park. I probably won't ever do that because they're weird with other dogs. Ruby was fine once with these other 2 dogs because they were the only 3 dogs there. But I'm a little paranoid with Soda because he's so little. So I don't know if I would take them both. I would probably just only take Ruby because she's bigger. She can, like, kind of handle roughhousing with bigger dogs. But also, I'm a little paranoid about bird flu. To be letting my dogs play with other dogs. I don't even let them sniff something that looks like bird poop on the ground. I'm a little paranoid right now. But yeah, I don't know how well Soda would do at a dog park. Although, Soda did meet Dallas's and my friend. I know him through Dallas, and they talk to each other more than me. But Ricky Dillon, our friend Ricky Dillon, we were giving Ricky a ride because his poor car got stolen. So we were giving him a ride to drop his dog off before Christmas at like a doggy hotel. And we had Soda with us in the car. And Soda was actually so calm and not reactive at all to Ricky's dog Oliver. It was actually so impressive. So, yeah, the Ricky Dillon, yes. Dallas and him have been friends for a really long time. And I became oomfies with him through Dallas, and then we hung out a few times. And yet Soda, when he sees my ass, is livid. Yeah, David and Hannah came down like 2 nights ago because David's borrowing our air mattress till he gets a bed. And Soda and Ruby were pissed. They were like, and like backing away in fear, but then going over to Hannah and like kissing her hand and then barking again at David like, fuck you, hi Hannah, fuck you, get out. It was ridiculous. It was so fucking stupid. Does he bark at the dogs in the hallway? Yes, because he can't see them, and Ruby does it, so he joins in. Although Ruby's been doing really good lately. We've been really trying to get them to be quiet, and sometimes they falter. I think it depends if it's like Ruby's mortal enemy who also like attacks the door, that she goes crazy. But most of the time when they hear like a person or a dog in the hallway, Soda gets up, he runs to the door, he barks once. Ruby has started to not even get up. Like, she's been very good, and then we give her a little treat. So, Ruby did not live when she sniffed my ass. She did sniff your ass, and it did not help. They know what he did. This morning, don't remember why I woke up. Probably just to go pee or something like that. But I woke up at like 8 o'clock. And I was up till 2 last night, so I didn't love being up that early, but I just could not fall back asleep, and I was really hungry. So I was up till I stayed up till like 9:30, just like scrolling on my phone and just like I think I shiny hunted a little bit. Didn't get anything. So I asked Dallas because he wasn't able to fall back asleep either. And I was like, do you want to go get bagel sandwiches? Because there's this bagel place that we pass by all the time. And I wanted to try it because they advertised that they have New York style bagels. So I wanted to see what all the hype was about. And I've been craving like a good bacon, egg, and cheese on a bagel, like deli, bodega type breakfast sandwich. And we tried to go a couple weeks ago, but it was like Sunday afternoon, like noon time. So the parking lot was so crowded, and there was this bougie fucking couple dropping their car off at the valet, like clearly like West Coast, like financial elite, probably live in Beverly Hills, just like blocking the whole lane, and it pissed us off so much that we didn't even try to find a parking spot. There were none, but like we weren't gonna like wait till somebody pulled out. We just left. So I wanted to give it another shot. So we went today, and I wish I had checked the prices beforehand because I just kind of assumed that they wouldn't be that expensive, but they were $13.50 per sandwich. That shit in the Bronx goes for $4 maximum. And it really was not even that good. So I'm never going back there. I got a sesame bagel. Dallas got a plain. If you charge $13.50 for a sandwich in New York, you getting jumped. Yeah, it's the same with pizza out here. They charge like $5.75 a slice. In New York, you can literally get that slice for 99 cents in Manhattan. In some of the suburbs and the boroughs, it might be more like $2.50 for a slice, but you get a can of Coke with it, you know. Thoughts on everything bagels? I do like them, but I don't really like poppy seed bagels that much, so I don't get them very often. They just kind of get everywhere and get stuck in my teeth. So I usually, if I have the option, I opt for a sesame bagel because they're my favorite type of seed on a bagel. When I heard that, I had a heart attack about the pizza price. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Poppy seeds in my teeth. But yeah, and then I got an apple juice, and it was literally like apple juice they poured from like a big jug into like a plastic to-go cup, and that was $4.50. I was like, this is a fucking joke. And then the girl slides the fucking the iPad around to pay, and it's like she's staring at me like waiting to see if I give her a tip, and part of me was like, part of me didn't want to, because I was like, this place is overpriced as fuck, like, no, but I did. I think I hit 18% instead of 20, just because I was mad, which I shouldn't be mad at her, but like 18% still was like five something. So the total price for our breakfast this morning was $41, and it was like the most mid breakfast sandwich and like a cup of apple juice plus tip and tax. I was like, why the fuck did I do this? So I'm never going back. It was kind of cute in there though. There was a guy at like, again, like 9:30 in the morning playing guitar. Like, the interior was cute, but I was like, I can't do this. And the worst part of it is, we literally have eggs. We don't have bacon. We did have bacon, but we used it all. We literally have bagels and eggs at home. But I just wanted the feeling of like going somewhere and getting out of the house, you know? It was rainy today, so I bundled up. I had my hoodie and my puffy jacket on, and like I just loved like hearing the rain as we drove through. Tariffs will save us, girl, don't worry. Yeah. Yeah, the tariffs will save us. Fucking ridiculous. Thoughts on saying boiling and frying are the same thing, except the liquid is different? It is not the same thing. The final result is completely different. The final result is completely different. They are not the same process. They are not the same thing. That is literally like, is hot dog a sandwich? Like, go back to BuzzFeed. You just lost the game. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Eggs literally doubled in price since Trump came back into office. That picture of Kamala at a grocery store with a fucking smirk on her face that came out like from like this like 2 days ago. Breathing and drowning are the same thing, except the liquid is different. But ice is literally lava. Hello, Squidly Diddly. Hello, Cookie Dough. ZZ the Hex. Hello, hello. ZZ the X. ZZ the X. They, thex. Pronouns. Let's hunt. Let's fucking hunt, dude. Let's get this bread. Oh, my controller thing is not open yet. I like Esper. Me too. Why is the middle game not working again? Do you expect anything more than ZA on Pokemon Day? They'll probably announce the next expansion for the TCG app, I would imagine. That's my guess. Hang on, I gotta turn my game off and turn it back on. They already did? Oh, interesting. Jimmy, what would you do if Amy was voiced by Aquafina in Sonic 4? I mean, I still saw the Mario movie, even though he was voiced by Chris Pratt. I would be very upset, though. I really hope that does not happen. I think I decided I don't like Aquafina. Which is a shame, because I don't like not liking a woman, but I just don't connect with her in any frame or possible context. Literally what I do. It's so crazy to me that what I do, like, really blew up this year. Because I literally had been seeing that video in the replies of any Pop Crave tweet about Aquafina for the last, like, 3 years. Name a woman. So I have, as of the last 2 days, I've decided I no longer think I would be fine with it, but I'm no longer campaigning for Liz Gillies to be Rouge the Bat, because it doesn't seem like she's interested in that. I don't know if she's interested in literally doing anything. I don't know what she's up to in life, but I don't know. My new choice is Zelda Williams, Robin Williams' daughter. She was Kuvira in Korra, and she was great. And she also has like she has arguably even more like raspy, sultry, like deep but still feminine voice. And I think I would fucking love it. So my answer is Zelda Williams. Though I honestly don't know if she necessarily even identifies as a woman. She might be non-binary. Because I think she's identified as bisexual. And queer people, they evolve if you don't check on them for a couple of years. So I might not be up to date with her pronoun choices, but she uses they them. Apparently Gillies is in talks to be Rogue in the MCU. You manifested the wrong one. Everyone left so many typos on my TikTok that they fucking manifested the wrong thing. Not you clocking bisexuals not being able to make a choice about anything. You said it, not me. I love bisexuals. I love my bisexual boyfriend. Bi erasure will not be tolerated in this space. I wanted to make sure all my games had a gloom. Me, bisexual, gender fluid, demisexual, and more. And more! 70 plus new minigames. Can you draw Esper wearing a happy hoodie? Happy hoodie? Is that like a brand? I don't know what that means. I do want to do a drawing stream this week. I wanted to draw a bunch of Rhythm Heaven characters. My VOD is gonna get muted for this, but I don't care. I don't give a shit. So the other day, I tweeted, the ending of Dochi's Denial is a River sounds like a Rhythm Heaven minigame because she does a breathing exercise where she goes, and I was like, that sounds just like a Rhythm Heaven minigame. And I even in my head like envisioned some of the minigames that I think would fit. Anyway, so yesterday Jargon sends me this, which is a custom remix of Denial is a River that was made like 2 weeks ago. So I was not even the first person to have this thought, but I did have it completely organically, I promise you. And the fact that they even used the same mini games that I had in my head. Oh my god, they responded to me. I literally thought of Rhythm Heaven the minute I heard the breathing exercise and used the exact same games I visualized in my head. You were so smart. Love it. So my VOD is going to get muted for this song, but I don't care. Yes. Ooh. It's so good. I love these gay cats. This is one of my favorite mini games. This fucking game is so ridiculous. His face. I want to draw these guys. I love their squareness so much. Rectangularness. Oh, this is so fucking good. Like, literally, those are the games I was fucking thinking of. Oh my god, it's so good. Also, this is a game that I keep getting videos on TikTok for, and I don't know when it's coming out, but I'm obsessed with it. I think if I ever made a game with Ghosty in it, it would be like this. I love video games so much. Hello, Mel. She's performing this at the Grammys next Sunday. I am actually interested to see how the Grammys go this year. Because, like, honestly, 2024 was one of the best years for pop music during my entire life. Say hi to me and don't even read what I said, huh? I will watch Girl with the Dogs at some point. Have you seen those new regional Pokemon plushie pairs with magnets? No. But speaking of Pokemon regionals, there's this attention-seeking loser that keeps showing up with a MAGA hat. And I swear, it's always the guys with facial hair that looks like you dropped a lollipop on a carpet that have the most audacity in the world. Like, holy shit. I felt so bad. Everyone said he smelled so bad. Yeah. I could fucking smell it through the screen. No, that's a different person. Hunter. This is a different grifter. Hello, Pleaser Heels. I was so nervous. It was kind of dry in our apartment last night, despite the rain. Maybe I was just dehydrated. I don't know. But my lip felt like it was gonna bust down the middle, like inside my mouth. Like I felt the crack. So I drank a ton of water and held my hands together in prayer, and thankfully it did not split. But I do feel like the spot that it was going to split, like back when I lived in New York, like every winter, like right here, my lip would split from how dry it is in my dad's house. I need to go use my allergy spray. Hold on. I have a video to show you guys. Trigger warning, it's Elon Musk, but it's making fun of him. Dallas sent me this tweet. Of course, it's not loading. Now it is. The way I have this account blocked, I don't know why. Probably because they were posting movie spoilers or something. That's typically why I block these like pop accounts. Or they post about celebrities I don't give a fuck about. This is showing that Elon Musk moves like a sim in character creator. I fucking hate this guy. I hate him. I hate him so much. Oh my god. I fucking hate him. What's funny is that his build is impossible to recreate in The Sims. I saw another vid of someone trying to make him and then drowning him. I've seen a lot of people using Grok, which is like his Twitter AI that he's forcing everyone to use, to make like really gay videos and pictures of him. Which I don't condone the use of AI, I don't like it, and it's bad for the environment, even for memes. But I kind of I turned the other way, and just am pretending it's not happening. Because they're using his own stupid tool against him. I can't believe that so many, like, dorky, loser, like, dweeb guys have so much power right now. It's actually so embarrassing for men that they idolize these dudes. Like, in the 80s, these guys would have been shoved into lockers. Like, why are you worshiping the ground they walk on? It's so embarrassing. We need to bring back stealing lunch money, I think. These losers have too much pride. And I say that as someone who was bullied. Disadvantages of the internet. Everyone can find their echo chamber. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. Zuckerberg's like completely manufactured glow up that he's tried to like pitch to the world. Like his new hairstyle, his like oversized t-shirts. Like, he's dressing like a Gen Z, like, 23-year-old when he's, like, probably almost 40. And he's still got that, like, dead behind the eyes, like, fucking stare. Like, he's reading your DNA code as he's talking to you. It's so unsettling. Oh, he stopped the $5,000 plain white shirt every day. Yeah, now he wears the same black, oversized graphic tee every day. Billionaire midlife crisis. It's real, though. It really happens. Jeff Bezos, like, got shredded. Like, 6 years ago, I think. There were pictures that came out. Oh, he's divorced, Mark Zuckerberg? Good for her. Get the fuck out of there. And I hope they were in California, so she got half of everything. For those with, like, chronic allergies, this one's for you. I just blew my nose for the first time today since last night. I felt like my brain unlock a fucking chakra. And then I used my Flonase after that. I just shoved a nuke up my pussy. I got one of the skin prick allergy tests done and found out I was allergic to everything I knew I was allergic to. Plus trees, grass, animals, and maybe beef. Damn, interesting. How did you get that? Did you go to the doctor, or is that like a thing you can get at Walgreens? Because they sell like paternity tests at Walgreens, which I was like, I could not imagine how, like, I did not know that this was something that could work over the counter, but it's like $120, so it's not quite like a COVID test. You cannot do it at home. They give you the option of skin prick or blood test. I would just do whatever is like, if it's equally like effective, I would probably just do the faster option, but I don't have an issue with like getting my blood drawn. I've had it done so many times. I don't care. I fucking watch as they put it in, and I watch as it goes through the tube. I don't care. It does not bother me at all. You give scared of blood? Really? I feel like I've said multiple times how I just do not care. I'm not squeamish with needles. I'm not squeamish with tattoos. Any of that. Like, I vividly remember getting my blood drawn at the doctor, and I was just like staring as she put it in, and then it went through the little tube, and she was like, "Oh, you're not scared of this?" I was like, "Nope." And she was like, "Oh, damn, okay." I was like, "Yeah, I don't really care. It doesn't even really hurt." I honestly think the finger prick is more uncomfortable because I feel like you have more nerves there. But again, it doesn't really bother me. Like, I'm not squeamish. But yeah, I think I would prefer getting my blood drawn, like, pain-wise, just because, like, it's annoying to have a little cut on your finger for, like, doing stuff. Like, I'd rather have it here, where I'm not, like, I can still type and not be uncomfortable. I never cried getting shots even as a baby. Yeah, I never had an issue with it. My sister, I don't remember if she really was, like, afraid of, like, the finger prick. She definitely was when she was younger, but, like, after a certain age, I don't think it bothered her anymore. But, like, she is 25, almost 26. To this day, the tongue depressor for, like, a rapid strep test or just, it, like, brings her to tears. Like, as a kid, I remember, like, hearing, when we would go for our physicals, I remember hearing her down the hallway at the pediatrician, like, no, no, because she doesn't like gagging and, like, throwing up. I remember one time, because when she was really little, she choked on one of the big, like, knockoff lifesavers at Easter. So I think it traumatized her. But I remember one time I was choking in the kitchen, and instead of, like, helping me or going to get my dad to help or something, she just ran away screaming and locked herself in her room and left me to die. I ended up being fine. Like, I coughed it up, but I was like, damn, not fucking helpful at all. I don't mind needles, but when I get blood drawn, I feel queasy because I can literally feel the blood being taken out of me. Damn. Yeah, I don't care. I've never donated blood that I can remember, at least. Just because by the time I was, like, old enough to do it, we never had blood drives at my school, I don't think. Actually, I think we did once. I think I did it once in high school, but once I came out pretty soon after high school, and, like, even though I was not having gay sex, like, I still feel like they would. They don't let gay men donate blood. I think now, like, you can donate blood if you haven't had sex with a man in like a year. But I'm so put off by that I'm like, I'm not gonna even entertain this. I find that so disrespectful. Because to me, it just is like, I'm still following their rules and like playing into this stereotype that gay men are like diseased, which I really dislike. You should just try to see if they clock you. Yeah, I could. I can dress in the most preppy, like, oh my god, what? Vineyard Vines, like, old money, trust fund baby, straight boy, frat boy outfit. So disappointing. Why would you want less people to donate? It's all stems from the AIDS crisis and, like, the gay people are fucking disease propaganda from the 80s. What's your straight voice impression? I do find myself involuntarily switching into like if I'm at a store and I need help and I don't know if the employee is homophobic or not, I'll be like, hey, which aisle is the trash cans? Can you tell me which aisle the trash cans are? Oh, thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Thanks, man. Have a good day. Like, I don't know if I really can't like, I definitely do a better job in the moment because I'm not trying to do it. Better job. I do a different, it's different in the moment than me right now trying to recreate it because it's involuntarily done and I don't really notice it, but I definitely fucking do it. All the blood drives I've gone to, they don't ask anything about sexuality. They have to test the blood anyway. So they take it as long as your blood pressure is good. Interesting. Drop the voice demo reel. I have been in talks with somebody to use their voice studio out here for like a professional mixing. I just have to wait till I can afford it. But I'm very excited at the possibility because their studio does like dubbing. Like they not only like produce demos for people, but I think they also possibly do like casting and stuff. So I'm very excited at the possibilities that could come from that. But I told them, I'm like, I'm gonna need a few months. I just dropped some money on this computer, so I need to wait a little bit till I have a little bit more disposable income saved up and I've done my taxes and everything, which I need to remember to download my 1099s that I have been getting this week. I've kind of just been, I definitely have noticed myself not caring as much anymore. Like at the gym, there was when I first got my hair bleached, there was a woman that, she complimented my hair. She was like, you look so good. And I went, thank you. And because I was just like, bitch, be gay. Be gay and be visible. Like, shut up. Like, there's nothing hotter to me than, like, a hyper, like, masculine presenting guy that's, like, muscly and stuff, but, like, is a sissy. Like, I love it. And, like, I'm trying so hard to, like, acquire that aesthetic at the gym and shit. And I'm, like, I'm so close. Because I like the duality of being, like, hi, diva! And I'm, like, fucking making the earth shake because I'm so buff as I walk. Would you ever get a P.O. box? I don't know. I feel kind of... I'm always paranoid that someone I don't want to have it is going to have it, and then they're going to send me anthrax. I had one when I lived in New York because my dad had one for his job. And people did send me stuff, but I was like, if you want my P.O. box, you need to email me or like message me on social media for the address. So that way I can like vet their profile beforehand, or like I could like search their name to see if they're a scary individual. But I think I don't want one. I just kind of am uncomfortable with that. And also it's very like, you can literally look up like where a P.O. box is, and like I've had friends who are like pretty popular YouTubers that had a P.O. box, and they would only ever send like an unknown like person that works in their office to pick up stuff from the P.O. box on the off chance that like someone is waiting there to confront them. So that way they wouldn't know who this person is, so they wouldn't do anything. They would still be waiting for the YouTuber that they are waiting to stalk to show up. So yeah, I don't know. The less like locations someone can predict that I'm going to be at, I think the better. And it's not really that I don't like trust anyone that watches my streams. Like, I feel like everyone here is chill. But it's more so like the people that don't show up here. That could be weird. You know? That's so valid, but I'd love to send ghosty fan art. Mini Yuna, I feel like we're at a point of oomphiness that if I had a P.O. box, I would tell it to you. I think my dad's P.O. box in New York still works, even though he moved. I think he still has it. I'll ask him. And I could give that. And the next time I go to New York, I could pick up my mail. Can't let it get out to the Yokai Watch truthers. Sometimes I really like take a step back, and I actually kind of let it really make me afraid. You know, because it's just like such a level of like parasocial obsession that I really feel like, especially if you're still mad about like a fucking game review, like almost 10 years later, like there's gotta be some screws loose up there that I don't know if I would feel safe interacting with a person like that. Yeah, it was, the video's 9 years old this year, so next year it'll be 10 years. I remember there was a trend on TikTok. They were like, who said parasocial relationships have to be positive? These are all celebrities that I just really, really hate, blah, 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 blah. These are all my negative parasocial relationships. And it was like, kind of meant to be like a funny bit that like people who didn't really ever put themselves out there on the internet were taking part in. But as someone who's been on the receiving end of like a ton of, not just like the Yokai Watch people, but just like a bunch of fucking weirdos on the internet who have been very like dogmatically evil to me in a stalkerish way, especially when I was really young, I found that trend to be incredibly insulting and frustrating, because they were like kind of making light of it. But like, I remember there was this one person that like they would leave the nastiest fucking messages about me to me in all of my inboxes, on any video. If I ever collaborated with somebody, they would leave comments on that. And I remember one day I finally reverse searched their name, because I was just like, what is this fucking person's deal? Like, can I find like a picture of them, or like a social media site where they like reveal shit about themselves? Because I'm like, who is this fucking person? I think they had like a Swampert avatar, I want to say. I don't remember their name very well. But they just were fucking nasty to me all the time at any turn. And I finally found them. I found their, like... What was that website that YouTubers were sponsored by? Was it Amino? I found their Amino profile. And they were posting pictures of themselves at, like, a convention with, like... I don't know what. And they were clearly, like, a very young... I don't know how old. Probably, like, 19. But they were, like, a young, very effeminate twink. And that was when it all clicked for me. And I'm like, oh, they're struggling. And, like, first of all, it's, like, a non-threatening, like, possibly high school child. So, like, that was the first, like, thing that disarmed their comments. Why is my finger so red in the middle? That's so weird. There's no mark or anything. So there was that, and then, like, the fact that they were, like, very clearly a faggot. Like, I was like, oh, it has never been about me. And it just, I never was bothered and, like, afraid of their comments ever again. Because for the longest time, I kind of just assumed that everyone that talked to me on the internet was older than me. Because for a long time, most of them were. So if I got, like, really nasty comments, I kind of just assumed the person was in their 20s. Which, like, made it hurt more. Because I was like, oh, like, I don't know. I had, like... not respect, but, like, there was just this, like, you're older than me, like, you know better, and you're still doing this, like, it must be a character flaw of mine that you're pointing out, when in actuality, no. But I kind of always just, like, and I even still to this day, like, I kind of just assume, like, other people always know more than me, or have, like, a more acceptable opinion than me. I don't know, like, I always kind of just, like, doubt my thoughts on things, or, like, my knowledge of things. Like, I kind of just assume, like, if I don't know something, then, like, or, like, if somebody says something that is, like, then I was wrong. Like, I feel like I would be like, oh, you know, cheese is made from milk, right? And they were like, actually, no, cheese is made from fucking, I don't know, grass. Like, they would, and I'd be like, oh, I guess cheese is made from grass. I always thought it was made of milk. Part of growing up with autism, unfortunately. That's probably a part of it, for sure. Wait, I love cheese. I saw so many people today on their Instagram stories posting their bagel, egg and cheese on bagel sandwiches. I was like, I wish mine looked as good as yours. Except one person who I followed, who theirs looked like shit, because they were like, the cheese didn't melt. And it was just this thick-ass slice of hard Swiss cheese on their fucking sandwich. I was like, that looks like shit, mama. I'd be pissed. Did you see the Wendy radio interview? I did. And I don't know what to think anymore. Knowing how much I feel like I knew of the Britney conservatorship, they would often supply her with substances to give the illusion that she was incapacitated. Like, Britney was doped up on so many different drugs by her father and family and management team that it really gave the appearance to a court, who probably was not even paying that close of attention, that she needed this conservatorship. Like, that happened. That's why it was so bad, right? And Wendy Williams, you know, she already has lymphedema, which affects her appearance, right? It causes her eyes to swell and bulge a little bit. It causes her to not being able to walk. So there's already that like physical element to her condition, her disability, that I feel. And then she obviously has struggled with substance abuse, alcohol, and other drugs. I think cocaine. So I feel my gut feeling has been there because of the conservatorship and the nature of everything we've been hearing about it. It feels like they are going with the Britney Spears playbook, and they are giving an addict, they're feeding an addict an endless supply of alcohol. And maybe it's like a little different now, but like during like when the documentary came out, she's laying in bed with like a fucking bottle of vodka, you know? Thyroid disease affects her eyes, lymphedema, her ankles. But yeah, okay, yeah, I wasn't sure if it was all lymphedema, but still, she has like physical ailments that are troubling her and affecting her appearance, giving this sickly look to her, right? That like only amplifies a potentially staged mental illness by the conservatorship to control her and abuse their power, right? So I've been really on the fence, and I think it's very weird how they have not been letting her see her family for a long time. Her phone only takes incoming calls. Like, there's a lot of really weird things that just seem very controlling and just really remind me so much of what we heard about Britney Spears' conservatorship, that it feels like they're running the same playbook. It does not feel like it's a good situation with her best interest at heart. And that interview, I don't know if it was live. She wasn't in the studio, so it could always have been like scripted questions, pre-recorded. I saw some people saying it could have been AI. And I know that people pointed out, and I've seen it myself with my grandfather, dementia can sometimes, you can have good moments, right? You can they can have lucid moments. My grandpa literally like thought my cousin who he lived with was his nurse, didn't remember he ever had a wife, but when he saw me after 4 years of not seeing him, more like 2.5, suddenly he was lucid and he was asking me all these questions, and like he even said like I felt everything come back for a moment. So like there is still the possibility that she has dementia, right? And it's not entirely unlikely. But I do feel like the situation is very strange. And she was lucid in that interview and so like quick on the spot and like improvisational and conversational. And she had her niece there, I believe, to vouch for her condition and her status. And I don't know, it's a really strange situation. And there is a part of me that wonders if I'm just like, I'm such a fan of hers that I'm like in denial about the reality of her actual condition. But I choose to believe her and her family more than this conservatorship woman in charge of all of her money that refuses to even make like public statements and show her face. You know, it's very suspicious to me. It kind of to me feels like someone preyed on a very vulnerable, wealthy person. Who I think clearly like was struggling with her physical illnesses and alcoholism, and in a moment of vulnerability preyed on her and crafted this narrative that she has dementia and they should be controlling all of her money and assets, right? Again, we only know it's very he said, she said in this situation. We don't know a lot about it. It's been a very private situation. Thank you. But
You guys see how handsome he looks today?
thank you. But yeah, I remember even when we first started hearing about it, I remember telling Dallas, I'm like, I think they're drugging the shit out of her to craft this narrative that she's incapacitated.
He did say.
I've been saying that for like almost 2 years now, and
I didn't really agree with him. I always told him he was a little
tinfoil hat, which I totally see that, right? I'm not oblivious to that, but that's just how I feel. Because it just reminds me so much of Britney's conservatorship and how they would pump her full of like psychotic medication.
Yeah, whatever they gave her.
Yeah,
they were probably giving her a bunch of shit she didn't need.
Yeah.
So it doesn't even matter what it is.
Narcotics. Is that what it is? I don't know. I don't know what the
My thing was, she's so much older than Britney.
Yes.
And I just, we've seen so many weird moments on her show.
Yeah.
And who knows how long it was happening. So those could easily be from that. But
yeah.
I was like, I don't know.
Thanks, Soda Boy.
I was on the fence about it. He was always so sure of it. And you probably talked about it in those interviews.
Yeah, that's what we started talking about.
So incredibly coherent.
And like quick to respond. Like it's literally like it
host
feels too impromptu and like improvisational that I can't imagine it's like a pre-scripted, edited.
It's not like our presidents where they pump him full of shit just for a press conference.
Yeah.
The host said that she called him every day for 2 weeks.
Oh, I didn't hear that part.
She was like, "I've talked to you every single day on the phone for 2 weeks. Do I seem like I'm not together?" And he just laughed.
Interesting.
He was like, "No, obviously you are good."
Isn't it a bank that has the conservatorship? I remember hearing that Wells Fargo was. I think they put a freeze on her assets. I think until a conservator took over. I want to say. Because I remember when that first was happening. She was like posting on Instagram like. And going on like local news, like they have my money, they froze all my assets. I think maybe when she went into rehab, I want to say, on her like season break in like August of 2020.
If I may, there is a list of companies now that have what's the word? The DEI hire thing. They like stood up against it. Guess which company's on the list, haters? Walgreens. Walgreens stays winning.
I don't know if they stay winning, but they might. They did lose that class action lawsuit. But
Walgreens on the list.
There was something else that I was kind of shocked to see on there. I don't remember what it was. I should look it up. Because there was something else I was like, oh, they're woke? What?
I just know Costco, Ben & Jerry's, and Walgreens.
Ben and Jerry's, Ben and Jerry are fucking, so doesn't surprise me. Companies that are standing by DEI, Airbnb, well, they're sus for other reasons, I think. American Airlines, Apple, Cisco, Costco, Delta, Disney. Okay. Elf Beauty, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan Chase, Kroger. That was the one, Kroger. I was like, oh, now I really need to be going to Ralph's. Microsoft, NASDAQ, NBC Universal. That's all I have. TBH, Apple is gaggy. I know, especially because, like, what's his name? Tim Cook? He was at the inauguration. Which gagged me even more because he's gay. But I guess at a certain point, money makes you, even if you're gay, you're horrible. So, it no longer makes you, like, a minority or, like, a marginalized group or whatever the fuck. Nobody redeemed a little object yet today, and I pre-gamed and I got my little objects ready just in case somebody did, so I wouldn't have to get up. I've definitely shown these before, but this is a Metachem figure that I've had since I was a kid. I think this is the one I've had since I was a kid. But yeah, she's got some wear and tear on her, but I've always loved this figure. And I I found it on eBay for like $4. So I bought a second one and I painted it to be the shiny. And honestly, I ate this paint job, especially because I did it with a Posca pen, which is crazy. I did it with a paint marker instead of a paintbrush. And I did like 3 coats. So that's the little object. 2 little objects! Gag, the brush strokes are unspookable. I don't know if we should be saying that word, but I'm just reading what was written. I don't really know why. For some reason, I feel like there's a weird feeling in my stomach when I read that word based on prior things online. I work at Bath & Body Works. I don't know what they're doing, but they have every queer and trans person's back. I have a coworker that's a trans woman who hasn't decided if they want to transition. She has a name tag with her pronouns. If anyone, even customers, misgender her, my manager's like, she's a woman. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you for reeling me in. You're welcome. You're welcome. That's amazing. That's great. It's a shame that more companies are putting profits from not even the majority of Americans over actual human rights. It's fucking ridiculous. This coffee that we've been having is from Dallas's brother's cafe that he works at. And it's so good. And it's fresh ground coffee every day because he only gave us a bag of beans. So we got our coffee grinder. And I honestly can't really taste the difference between like prepackaged like coffee grounds, but there is something very like cinematic about grinding the coffee and then making it immediately. Ooh, you know what? You're right. I gotta do a prediction because I didn't stream yesterday, so there isn't one still going. Thank you for the reminder, because I would have been pissed if I found the shiny and then realized I didn't have one. I love coffee beans over grounds. There's a cafe in our neighborhood that I really, really like. And we will walk the dogs to it, and then I'll go in and get the coffees. And I don't want to say what it is, because I think they only have 2 locations, so I'd kind of be doxing myself. But I really like it in there, and the people in there are really nice. And we were going so frequently for a while that they like learned my name, which was fun. And I really want to, they have really cute t-shirts that I really want to buy. But again, I'm a little bit afraid to like, I would want to wear it on stream because it's cute, and then I'd be doxing myself, so I don't know. But they also sell coffee beans, like their brand that they use. And I definitely want to buy some of those now that we have the coffee grinder, because before we didn't have a coffee grinder. So I wouldn't buy them, but now we have one, so I can buy them. I need to go clip one single hair on my mustache because it is tickling me and it's driving me crazy. Poor Ruby has diarrhea. I don't know what she ate. We did switch her food to like a healthy weight option, but it might have had salmon oil in it, which she is allergic to. I didn't think to check because it looked like the same as the one that we buy, just like lower calorie, but it might have something else in it. So we've been giving her chicken and rice, and it was pretty good like 2 days ago, and then we went back to her original food, and then she's still having diarrhea, so I think we need to do like 2 more nights of chicken and rice. We have a local place that sells many different olive oils and dressings, and that have like 20 different beans, coffee and beans, and you want to try them all. I love cute little local shops. Yeah, I have been really trying to like support more local places now that I live somewhere with an endless supply of them, compared to Jacksonville, which like everything was like a fast food chain. Like obviously not everything, but like very rarely did I ever like encounter a restaurant that I wanted to attend that was not a fucking Denny's. I love places that encourage you to pay in cash so they can commit fraud. There's a ramen place in New York City. It's my favorite ramen place, and Dallas and I would always go there when he would visit every single time. And for like 4 or 5 years of me going there, they were cash only. And it was fucking annoying because I'd always forget, and then in the middle of my meal, like one of us would have to run down the block to the corner store and use their ATM and pay like the $3 fee to take out cash. And it wasn't until COVID that they started using Apple Pay and like taking card and stuff like that with like tap to pay. And I was just like, thank God, because it was fucking annoying. Because after a certain point, I never had cash on me. Like I literally only have cash right now because I won $20. We all won $20 in a costume contest when we did Just Trish for Halloween. They had $100, and then we decided to all split it amongst the 4 of us, 5 of us, 5 of us. And we all took home $20. And I still haven't used it because I don't use cash for anything. I carry cash because I'm internally 75 years old. It's good to have, in case of an emergency, to have like $20, maybe 40 in cash, but yeah, I'm just saving it until next time I go to a drag show to tip some the walls. Only places I'm not annoyed by cash only is tattoo shops and hairstylists because I understand. Yeah, I tipped my hairstylist. I paid him via Venmo and then I tipped him in cash when he bleached my hair. Because I was like, I have not gotten a haircut or anything from a professional in 7 years. Like, I've saved so much money. I can give this guy a 50% tip. Fuck it. Ecoin, thank you for the 47-month resub. That's great, but the future is crypto. Puka coin. Have you guys heard about that? Do you remember that JetX show, Puka? It was about this little girl who was in love with this ninja boy, and she would always chase him. Well, the IP got bought by some fucking crypto grifters who were posting like pro-Trump Puka art and promoting cryptocurrencies, Puka coin or something like that. It's so frustrating. Josh was telling me about it. He was like, yeah, the Puka subreddit is in shambles right now. Yeah, but apparently the OG creator of it didn't agree for it to be used that way. Damn, that's even more upsetting. Because there was a part of me that was like, unfortunately, you just can't control what someone's going to do with something once you sell it or acquire it. But the fact that they're going against their wishes, too, is very frustrating. so random as well. It's so baffling to me that there are like bigot Pokemon fans. Jumping back to that topic for a minute, because like this game is literally, this whole franchise is built on teamwork and friendship. Like, what? Where's the disconnect for you in the entire ethos of this franchise? They probably just rot on fucking Pokemon Showdown all the time. And don't interact with actual anything. I would really like to get this shiny. Even if it isn't Esper. Just because I want to take a break from this area and start Lapras. Just so I can like have access to more areas once I can surf, you know? So I'll take whatever, even if it's another Oddish. But again, I love Esper. I think Honedge would be cool too, because I would like a Aegislash on my team. It's very good in this generation. It's like they're being conservative furries. That shit is so weird to me. It's so fucking weird to me. Like, bro. You think you'll be spared? You really think you'll be spared just because you're straight? Like, they see you as a fucking degenerate freak. Because you are. And there's nothing wrong with that. But to them, you don't fucking align with their, like, Puritan interests. You're not a vibe. Bro, you are not a vibe. My biggest fucking frustration is, like, gays being like, the T does not belong in the LGB. Like, stop lumping my sexuality with this bullshit, blah, blah, blah. Like, literally fucking die, then. Like, die, actually. Like, are you nuts? Like, do you not understand, like, what the entire gay rights movement is founded on the shoulders of? Like, are you actually just that fucking inept? That's the shit that pisses me off, honestly, even more than, like, conservatives. Because it's like, what is with the friendly fire? People really don't want to know their history. I found out a couple of years ago that the L, it was originally the GLBT community, and because so many lesbians took care of gay men during the AIDS crisis because they had no one else, they had no families, so a lot of lesbians stepped in and took care of their gay brothers, and as a thank you, they put the L at the start of the acronym. And I've heard this a few times on social media from different sources and like researched it. So I don't know exactly how truthful it is, but I choose to believe it is real because it makes my soul feel healed. Because that's just queer camaraderie that I need to hear stories like that. My mom used to watch Fox News, and there was a story about a big company that had employees caught watching humanoid cows having sex and posing provocatively. I really want to meet that furry that has huge boobs. I think she's like a cow or something. Or a horse. I think she's a horse. I don't know her name. But she's like, it's a fursuit. She's got huge tits. I really want to go to a furry convention. I think it'd be so fun. She's a horse. I thought so. I wasn't sure if she was like I knew it was some kind of like farm animal with hooves. Pina, the horse is here. And she's well endowed. I did not know that that could also mean like woman with big breasts. I thought it was just like big pee-pee. Dude with big pee-pee, but well endowed can also apply to a woman with big breasts apparently. I've heard it recently. She goes to so many furry conventions, it's great. Then I probably will have no problem finding her. I saw her at the what is her name? Does anyone know her name? Can someone tell me her name so I can like follow her on social media? I've only seen pictures in like memes. Do you not remember Cleo Clone High saying, "I'm very well endowed, boob-wise"? No, I haven't watched Clone High in a long time. I wanted to show it to Dallas, but he didn't really like it. The first episode. I love Clone High. I still haven't watched the reboot actually, because I wanted to watch it with Dallas, but he didn't like the first episode of the original, which is a shame because like it just gets so much funnier than that first episode. But yeah, it's rare I have time to like watch something by myself typically, so I just kind of haven't gotten around to watching it. I need to watch more of Squid Game Season 2. We watched the first episode, but I was like, I don't know if this is a show I can binge. And thankfully I'm not seeing nearly as many spoilers about this season as I did with the first season, which is, so we binged the first season. So we'll probably pace ourselves, watch like one a week. But we were both kind of like, I don't know if I want to watch this. It's kind of been a long time since the first Squid Game, blah, 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 blah. Then after the end of the first episode, I was like, I'm back. I'm back in. I'm hooked. They got me back. I'm curious to see how this will unfold. We are on the series finale of The Nanny. We have part 1. We're gonna start tonight, and then we'll probably give it like 3 weeks and just start it over again. I kind of forgot how good the 5th and 6th season are, because usually when I rewatch, I kind of stop like halfway through the 4th one. But season 5 and 6, not nearly as iconic and like funny moments to me as like 2 and 3, but like still really good. They do some weird like plot things that I find strange, like Niles and Cece get together, which I don't know if I like, but it's interesting. But the comedy's still there, the humor. I took a class in college with a classmate who did her senior project, a fursuit, and it gave me so much respect for furry's craft. She did so much felting and shaping of the foam, it took 3 months. It was an amazing possum suit. Oh yeah, the actual craftsmanship of being a furry, if you make your own suits, is actually baffling. It's like theater, like Disney park level, arguably better. Speaking of TV shows, are you liking Lost? We finished Lost a few weeks ago, and I gotta say, after the 3rd season, I started to really hate watching that show. Season 4 was very mid. Season 5 was actually the worst. Torture to get through. And season 6, it like started to get back to old Lost. Like I know a lot of my friends started liking it again. It never won me back over. I definitely think 6 is better than 4 and 5, but it lost the magic for me. Yeah, that Jack tattoo episode is I forget that it happened because it was so bad. I like blocked it out. And then occasionally I'll like remember. I'm like, oh my god, that's so horrible. I ended up hating Jack by the end of the show. I was neutral on him for most of it, and then like, god, they just make him so hard to root for. I like arguably hated him as much as I hated Walter White by the end of Breaking Bad. Walter White you just hate because he's just such a master manipulator, just rotten person to everyone in his life. Jack is just like a selfish, like, douche that just is frustrating. And I would much rather watch like a bad person who is good at it than a selfish idiot that just ruins everything because they poorly write situations for him. I did have a fave. My favorite character is Locke. For sure. Really liked Hurley. I really liked Sun. Thought she was very interesting. And that's really it. Everybody else I liked pretty evenly. And then anyone introduced after season 4, I despised. That fucking scientist guy who's always like whisper acting, and he like he's there when they're like constantly Daniel Faraday, I think. I actually found him like the most grating person to ever watch on television. Everything about his character pissed me off. The way he delivered his lines, his whole storyline, his backstory. I hated it. I fucking hated it. I've never seen The Good Place. I already know the big twist. Just because of social media. I watched the first few episodes of the first season, and I thought it was good, but it didn't grip me very much. So, I don't know. So, I just had a teammate named Ghosty. Should I report? Add them as a friend. We need to snoop this out for the long con. We gotta get some intel on this person. Def report for copyright infringement. Literally, there's like a preschool Spider-Man show where Gwen, Spider-Gwen, Ghost Spider, I believe it is called Ghosty. Maybe she isn't. Maybe Dallas's niece just calls her that, but there are multiple ghosties in the world, I'm sure. But, like, what am I gonna fucking call him? Like, it's Ghosty. His character design is simple on purpose. Like, I don't want him to have another name. Would you watch it if there was a Pikachu cameo? There was a Pokemon cameo in Lost, because there's a part in one of the seasons where they're like flashing back or something, and Jin is in a gift shop in Korea, and in the background there's a bunch of Pokemon plushies faced backwards, so you can't see their faces for like copyright. But I remember screaming because I was like, oh my god, Minun. Minun is canon to the Lost universe. And there was like some Naruto and Mario stuff on the shelves too. Favorite Pokemon anime seasons? Obviously the first two. Orange Islands and original series. I don't really have much nostalgia for the Johto anime. I watched a lot of it on Kids WB, but not a lot, and it's a lot of filler. So I don't really ever care to rewatch it. Love Pokemon Advanced, because I just think May's characterization is so fun. And it was cool, like the Pokemon contest plot and everything. Diamond and Pearl, I would say Diamond and Pearl arc is like probably second to the original series for me. Dawn is such a good character. And then everything else, I don't really... I watched Best Wishes, I didn't really care for it. But I watched like every single episode. Didn't keep up with X and Y very much. Alola, I watched a good amount of the Sun and Moon anime when it started. I watched it subbed on Watch Cartoon Online. I watched like the first 50 episodes, and then I would come back for like big plot point episodes, but I didn't stick with it. And then Journeys, again, I watched it when it started out of curiosity, but I just didn't stick with it. And I have not watched this new series, because frankly, it doesn't have Team Rocket. I don't care if it doesn't have Ash. I'm not really that attached to him, but I'm disappointed it doesn't have Team Rocket, for sure. But I get it. They just wouldn't fit narratively with like what the series is all about. But I just love them. I just love them so much. And I kind of felt like they didn't really know what to do with them. Like, in Alola, like, they barely interact with Ash, like, at all, I think. Like, they have sort of their own storyline going where they're, like... I think they even consider, like, quitting Team Rocket. Like, they're like, we like working at this ice cream shop. I don't know. They kind of just don't know what to do with them in the later seasons. Which, to me, I'm like, steal Pikachu. Like, it's redundant, yes, but, like, that's all they need to do. I can't believe you shaded my favorite season. I lost track after Diamond and Pearl. Were they in Journeys? They were in Journeys, but I think there would be multiple episodes without them, which is just weird to me. And they lived like in an underground like apartment or something. You ain't gotta reinvent the wheel. I love that clip. I used it in my Sonic Frontiers video. And I put I think his name is Izuka. Izuka-san. Over, I think, Orion Story's face. Maybe Georges? I don't remember. I don't fucking know what season anything is anymore. It might have been June Jambalaya, actually. Which was 14. Right? It's chocolate? Yeah. I don't like the new wah, wah, for the dunk tank. It's the only thing about it I don't like. It's not as impactful as wah. It's chocolate. Danny, are you looking to buy a new 3DS capture card, or were you asking for somebody else? Either way, I can point you in the direction of a person. What's the best Power Ranger series? I didn't grow up with Power Rangers. The only Power Ranger thing I had a figure of the blue Power Ranger, and he had a button on his back that like he could like move his arm or something, and he was really fucking muscular and like anatomically like it was crazy for an action figure. Like he didn't have a dick obviously, but like he had a big booty and like he was just like ripped, and like I'm sure that informed my taste in men. I said I'm booked with orders, Jimmy. No more people. You would have the gay one. The blue one is gay. I feel like gay kids either love the girl ones or the buff ones. I don't relate. There's so many memes that are like little gay boys picking like their character in Mario Party, and it's like they always pick like the girl characters, and I relate to that a little bit. Like I definitely like I do love me a Princess Peach, but I had a younger sister, so she was always the one who got to be Peach, so I was Toad, which I feel is also very queer. But I typically would pick the cute character rather than just the girl one. Since Danny disappeared, the friend is Lauren. We figured he wasn't asking for himself. Me and Dallas were like, do you think he's asking for himself or someone else? The actor for the first Blue Power Ranger is gay. In America or Japan, both is a slay option. Jimmy, let's play Marty. Can you stream the car, Marty? I never see it. I don't own it, I don't think. In America? That's so cute. I didn't know that. What does he look like? I only care if they're attractive. But I love putting the face to gay people because they wear a mask the whole time. Blue Power Ranger actor. Oh yeah, this is a fruitcake. Is this the one? David Yost? Baby. That's a fruitcake. That's a gay person. The coral on the lip. I know. Peep the gloss. The gay face throughout the years. I know. Now that's a video. Ranking celebrities on a 1 to 5 of how gay their face is. I think I do have gay face. which has not stopped women from flirting with me. I will say, the bitches love a SpongeBob nowadays. But I definitely have gay face. You have kind eyes. Thank you. That must be why strangers always approached me when I lived in New York to ask for like questions like, do you know how to get here? Or like, can you take a picture of me? Even if I had headphones in. So I guess I just have I always thought I was unapproachable and had a resting bitch face. But I guess I am incredibly approachable and ooh-woo. You do have really nice eyes. Thank you. You should get Elphabas glasses. They are fierce, but I don't know. I feel like that starts to lean into like Hufflepuff cosplayer vibes. I don't know. I think my eyes definitely pop more on camera than they do in person. But maybe I'm wrong. You give such German Shepherd. Ah. Sorry, I accidentally clicked. Me with AirPods in with resting bitch face and a mask on. People ask directions for me all the time. Yeah. IRL, you probably don't have lights shining directly into them. That is true. That is true. I think my eyes are brown, but I think that they're definitely a lighter brown. I wouldn't say I'm like... I don't know if I necessarily have hazel eyes. God's light is always shining on Jimmy. What are you trying to imply, Untober? Why did I look over right when you were staring into our souls? I wish I had my Vine Boom on my soundboard. Do strangers ever speak Italian to you just from assumption? Well, in Italy, I gotta say, they all spoke Italian to me first. Before realizing I only speak English. I watched Conclave this weekend and Catholics kind of popped off with speaking Latin. Pater Noster, quies in caelis sanctificandum nomen tuum, adveniat regnum tuum. That's all I remember. And I definitely did not pronounce like half of that correctly, but that's the Our Father. Pater Noster sounds like I'm talking to my dog. Pater Noster! You're kissing Jamie! Why the fuck did I just grow wings? She did this! I haven't watched Wicked since it's been on streaming. Or Sonic 3. I should do that. Okay, Nanaland. Yeah. Rusher. 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 we started watching we started watching Teresa Caputo, the Long Island Medium's new reality show. I don't know when it started. It seems like they filmed it in 2023. But we started watching it on Hulu. And that bitch does not skip a beat. It feels exactly like her original show that I watched the first 5 seasons of. I'm obsessed with her. I don't care. I want her on Just Trish. I never realized how horrifying Wobbuffet is. YouTube title ass fucking message. The unsettling, unspoken horrors of Wobbuffet. Like, and it's like 2 hours long. Like, literally shut the fuck up. I think you guys are thinking about Wobbuffet too much. Why did you just say Mog, Mel? Is Wobbuffet actually the tail? The way I meant OMG. Oh. I was like, not Mel into looks maxing. I get so many fucking looks maxing videos on my Instagram, and it's literally just like, it's literally just racism. What does that mean? Mog? I don't actually know. It's a looks maxing term. I've learned like 3 new words in the last minute. I'm not happy about it. What is mogging? Let me look it up. I'm doing it in incognito window because I don't need it to amplify my fucking annoying algorithm that I didn't ask for either. Mogging meaning. Mogging is an internet slang term that means to be more attractive than someone else. Part of the looks maxing trend, which is when someone tries to improve their appearance. Mogging can refer to being more attractive in terms of height, jawline, hair, voice, fashion, or overall dominance. Mogging can also mean being superior to someone or something. What does mogging stand for? Man of God. That's not the definition that I'm looking for, but... Oh my god, it does stand for that! It stands for Man of God. I hate it. I hate it. Oh, well, Mel, I didn't see that. I started looking at my phone before you said it. But thank you for looking it up. The next generation was supposed to be the chosen ones. I love everybody dunking on Gen Z, which I am Gen Z. I'm in that middle area where I don't fuck with Gen Z or millennials. I'm that 5-year area where we're just kind of fucked, but we grew up on Club Penguin and 9/11. But they're like... Everyone kept saying Gen Z was the ones that were going to change the world, but they have worse media literacy and reading comprehension skills than ever before, and they are becoming increasingly conservative and fall for propaganda like we've never seen. So maybe we shouldn't be so full of ourselves. And I was like, we kind of ate with the self-roast a little bit there. I found it funny that, like, the Gen Z version of the millennial pause is, like, manufacturing impromptu recording. So, like, them setting the camera down is, like, in the, like, that's how the video starts, is them being like, okay, so... I do both. Oh, when I first started using TikTok, you can go back. There are videos of me fully millennial pausing. But I think it's because I literally am like, I don't know if I even hit record or not. Because I didn't know how to use TikTok. Can I ask what that is? Millennial pause. So, a lot of TikTok users that are young, like our age and younger, notice that millennials, like people in their like late 20s, early 30s, when they make videos, they go, hey guys, there's like a slight pause at the beginning of their video where they're looking at the camera, waiting to see if it has started recording. Whereas Gen Z, who like their content creation online has kind of mostly always been through TikTok, so they know that as soon as they push the button, it starts recording. But millennials are used to things like Snapchat, where you did have to wait like a beat, or else the beginning of your video would get cut off. So a lot of Gen Z notice that like millennial creators will be like, hey guys, like there's like a split second where they're like just waiting to talk that they don't need to, because the TikTok app starts recording the minute you press the button. So that's what it is. And it's like a non-serious thing, but like it's just fallen into the like laundry list of like things that like younger Gen Z makes fun of millennials for. But they've got like 2 years left of that before Gen Alpha hits the scene and starts making fun of the incredibly embarrassing things that Gen Z has done as well. And I saw a bunch of millennials being like, you guys don't even know what they're gonna make fun of you about. You think you can like get ahead of the game by like making fun of yourselves before they get to you? They're gonna use that too, and they're gonna find things about you that you didn't even think about. So stop trying to get in front of it. Just accept that this is a part of life and take it. And I was like, damn, they got me, gal. Like cringy millennial humor, Gen Z doing fucking Junko poses and can't wait to meet you, like the obsession with like fitting yourselves into like aesthetic categories and shit. Instead of actually being a part of those subcultures. There's so many things that Gen Z will get red for. It's weird. I feel weird saying I'm a part of it, even though I literally am. Because to me, like, Gen Z is like college kids. But like millennials are like 30-year-olds. So I'm like, I'm in the middle of that. But I technically, 97 when I'm born is when Gen Z starts, so. And I think I have more in common with Gen Z than millennial for sure, but. I grew up only having, like, mostly millennial friends for a long time, so. It wasn't really until, like, COVID that I started to, my friend circle was, like, mostly people, like, my own age or, like, a little younger, a little older. Gen Alpha is like freshman high school now. That's crazy. Because to me, they're literally like 8. But that's Gen Beta. Gen Beta is like 2 right now. It's crazy. late 90s are a weird pocket transition between millennial and Gen Z. Yeah, I think it's especially because of like the just like insane explosion of like technology and like internet. So I feel like I can't imagine there's too much of a difference between people who grew up in the 70s versus the 80s versus the 90s. Like there's obviously there is, but it's like it just feels more incremental. Even from people who I know that grew up in those generations, like have told me like it definitely was like more of an incremental change versus like a fucking like older millennial and like a iPad kid. Like I remember a time before ever posting on the internet, before the idea of watching something online was even a thing. Like I have pre-internet memories, which I long to re-experience. Thankfully, I missed the cutoff for being an iPad kid. Yeah, I didn't ever use an iPad until my aunt got one when I was in high school, I think. Maybe 8th grade. I would just play Angry Birds on it. iPod Touch was more the thing when I was in middle school. I knew a lot of people with them. They're gonna flame you for growing up watching Shane Dawson. Don't look at me. I had no idea. Like, it wasn't until like a few years ago where like a lot of old clips were surfacing. And I was like, straight-faced at age 10 and 11, I fully looked my parents in the eyes and asked them if I could submit a video to Viewer Orgy Party that week. Which was like his weekly show where he had like fan videos submitted. Crazy ass fucking name for a show. I had no idea what an orgy was. And you would have stolen the show. Did your parents let you? Fuck no. Absolutely not. I'm surprised they didn't take my fucking computer away. There was a period where when I was in like in 8th grade, I was like, they announced that they were holding auditions for Teens React. And I was like, I'm 14. I should audition for this. This will be my big break in Hollywood. I didn't, because I think they were like, you have to be a local or some shit like that. I don't know. I would have been that homophobic little one that's like, I don't like gay people. And then 2 years later, yes, Gaga! Just kidding. I never hated gay people. Even before I realized I was gay myself, I never had, like, I didn't feel, like, internalized homophobia in that way. I just was, like, afraid of the topic. Especially because, like, once I finally did learn, like, what gay stuff really was and started having feelings of my own in that way, I found out my aunt, like, told me she was lesbian. Which was only a secret that was kept from me and my sister. All of my cousins knew their entire lives. Like, it wasn't like a thing that all my cousins didn't know until they were older. It was only a thing that my sister and I were kept in the dark about. Which, like, pissed me off so much. I remember my aunt was, like, always upset about it. And I think it was because they knew that, like, my neighborhood could be very homophobic. I think my mom deep down knew that, like, I was gay. My dad says, like, he never talked to her about it, but I think she knew. Especially because when I was 4, I literally, like, listed off 3 boys in my class that I was friends with that I asked if I could marry them. And she didn't, like, scoff at it. She just literally said, like, no, you can't. Boys can't marry boys because, like, they couldn't in New York. But I think they knew that, like, I was probably I was already getting bullied for like and getting called gay, and like probably would have been bullied even more if I was and called gay if I was hearing homophobia and then like sticking up for my gay aunt. Because that happened to me. I remember in 8th grade, like the topic of like gay marriage came up, and I was floored that over half my class, including people that were friends with me and like their mom, like grew up with my aunt. Like they were childhood friends, and like they went to my aunt's house with us all the time for like summer breaks for like a weekend. Like they were saying they didn't believe in gay marriage because like they just didn't know what they were talking about. Because they were literally 13. What? Thank you. But yeah, I remember just... No! Get out! But yeah, I remember, like, arguing with basically, like, 20 people at a time in front of the entire class about... like why you shouldn't be homophobic and like gay people should get married and everything. And that basically like most of my class that day like took it as like me coming out. And I remember like scrambling after the fact to be going up to people and be like, you don't think I'm gay, right? You don't think I'm gay, right? No, I'm not. I'm just defending my aunt. And like it was so I kind of understand like why my parents didn't tell me, because they knew that I would like want to stick up for someone who was like basically my mom, like a second mom for me. She was so involved in my life, especially after my mom passed away. So I get it. But I remember like being so confused when I first found out, like almost like afraid of my aunt, not in like a homophobic way but more so just like this is a huge part of this person that I just didn't know, and it just fucked with my head that I like didn't know this about this person that I thought I knew everything about. And it was like kind of like after like 2 days I was like so cool with it and like asked her so many questions about it. But like when I first found out, I kind of found out in like through an offhand comment. Like I wasn't supposed to find out that way. But I just like I was like, you're telling me that like her friend that stays over at her house all the time is her girlfriend? What? I remember my aunt was like, oh my god, when you were a kid one time, I was dating this one girl and she came over and she was hanging out with us, and you said, I really like you, Jackie. I really like you, so-and-so. I really hope you don't end up like all these other girls that my aunt is friends with that I never see ever again. And I like named like 3 of them. And my aunt was mortified because I didn't understand that those were her ex-girlfriends. I was just like, I really like you, Katya. I really hope you don't end up like Jackie and I never see you again. Like trying to be silly, like, haha, like, I just never see these women again. How weird. And then I never saw Katya ever again. She sucked. She sucked. My aunt was going through chemo and she like basically, I shouldn't be spilling their tea, but it didn't work out. That's all I'll say. She was not very supportive. But she's been in a loving marriage for a really long time. She's been dating a woman for like over 10 years now. They got married a few years ago, and she's just the coolest. And trust, Katya knew all those names. All gay people know each other, especially in like Connecticut, Bridgeport, Connecticut. Like I can't imagine the scene was that poppin'. There was like one gay bar that my aunt always said we should go, and then I never went. Why don't we pronounce the second T in Connecticut? Connecticut. We do. We don't pronounce the second C. We don't say Connecticut. I say Connecticut. I meant C. Yeah. I don't know. It's very weird. I like Connecticut. I could see myself living there someday. Years and years down the line. Upstate New York or Connecticut. I would be a Hudson Valley baller. Imagine just saying Connecticut this whole time. I don't remember what I said. Oh, but yeah, I was, I just remember being so, like, it like, weirded me out, not because I was like, ugh, she's gay, like, it was more like, this was a big secret that I just can't believe I didn't know, and I think, like, there was a part of me subconsciously that was kind of hurt that I wasn't allowed to know, because it was like, did my parents think that being gay was wrong and like they didn't approve? My mom was passed away at the time when I did find out. So I didn't get to ask her about it. But my aunt was like, no, my mom would go to bars and like guys would try to flirt with me, and my mom with a fucking smirk on her face would be like, she's gay. Like, and my aunt was like, you can't just like tell people, like it is not safe. But my mom was like, I love my gay sister. Like, so that gave me like, that made me feel better. But yeah, my aunt told me, she was like, it was because we didn't tell you because we knew like you'd want to stick up for me if your friends were homophobic, and didn't want them to like call you gay and bully you instead of being like make fun of you for being gay too. Even though she def knew. She was one of the first people that came. It's so crazy, like I did not tell her, the first person I told I was gay, or interested in guys, I told her I was bi, was my friend Christina, and I didn't tell my aunt I was gay for like a full year after that, because even though she's literally gay herself, it was still like so uncomfortable for me to tell anybody. And I remember like telling her that, I'm like, I've been nervous to tell you for like 4 years, and like, why should I be? And she was like, I get it though, because it's literally just like, it's just been a secret for so long that like saying it to anyone is just incredibly uncomfortable. But I remember my sister, we went to Bob's clothing / furniture store, and my sister was trying on some clothes, and I was sitting there with a pack of Calvin Klein briefs, because I was like, I was out of high school at this point. I was 18, going on 19, and I was like, I might download Tinder soon, so I need to start having sexier underwear than like Hanes boxer briefs. What? I don't know. I was like, gay men wear these, so I bought a pair. I bought a pack, and she was like, I bet there's a lot of people in your comments that would probably like love to see you in those or something like that. Like, and I was like, yeah, I get a lot of comments from guys. She was like, and do you like getting those comments? I was like, yeah. Not a lot, like probably like 4, but I was like, yeah, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm gay, yeah. And then we queened out. And we were like speaking in code about it, and I was just like, another thing I just love about gay people is like they're just so creative. And like, isn't it just so cool how like gay people are just so much more artistic and blah blah blah, and like just have such a different viewpoint of the world? And like, I just kind of like was rambling and like finally getting to talk about all these feelings. And yeah, she grabbed my finger and she really held space for me. And Ellen is so brave. I really did. Ellen, it's so stupid, but like before I came out, I was really deeply researching like Ellen's lore and like her coming out, and like how groundbreaking at the time it was for her to come out on her sitcom like that, and how she got blacklisted for it by Hollywood for years until like Finding Nemo resurrected her career. And you know, there's a lot of negative things to say about Ellen, many of which are valid. And it was pretty disappointing for me to hear all those things, considering how much I looked up to her as a queer person for a long time. But yeah, I like say it with a little bit of humor because it's funny that I was such a fan of Ellen in light of everything recently. But I really thought she was a badass bitch for a really long time, and like it really inspired me a lot. Thinking about little Ellen. You appreciated the image she put on. Yeah, and I think part of it for a really long time was authentically herself as well. It's kind of crazy now that having a gay actor in a Disney movie now would be such an uproar. I know. It's weird how we've cycled back to that without ever really actually making any progress. Like, there still barely is any gay people in like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And now I just feel like there still will never be any. Like, there were like a few good years where I feel like actual progress could have been made. But these fucking CEOs were too afraid of their margins and backlash from a minority of Americans and shit. Like, the woke mob is taking over. Bitch, we've been here. Yeah, my parents hated her, but as soon as I heard about her as a child, I was like, I relate to her, but I don't know why. And now I've lost all respect for her. Yeah, it's really, it's sad. It's sad that like some of the most like prominent queer people sometimes end up being shitty like that. But it's such a small minority of them that I try not to. It's weird. I try not to talk about it and like uplift that conversation too much because I feel oftentimes it is like perpetuated and like dominated by like conservative talking points and propaganda. But it does suck. Finding the balance of like holding people accountable while also not like damaging the representation and reputation of other like actually good queer people in the same breath, you know. I used to watch her show every day in high school. I'd come home from school, get my homework done before 4 o'clock and watch Ellen. And I think and eventually I just started watching clips on YouTube. But I think it was like, I was a junior when her monologues just kind of became her playing with Snapchat filters that gave her like googly eyes or like the dog filter. And I stopped watching because I was like, this is not even funny. This is just cringe. I was editing Not Love Line, and I won't get into specifics because it doesn't come out until tomorrow, but they were just like asked like, what are your icks? And I was thinking about like dating guys, and I was like, I don't really have any, but I also haven't dated in a long time, so I don't even really remember many of like things that were like instant turnoffs for me. But I remember my biggest, the music's a little loud, thank you. Literally, if I was on Tinder back in like 2017, 2018, which is like the last time I even used it. But if I was on Tinder and I was swiping through somebody's photos, and if any of their pictures was a picture of them with the dog filter on Snapchat, instant swipe left. Absolutely fucking not. Ew. Cringe. Even at the time, I was like, fuck no. Absolutely not. I hate this. Okay, tell me what y'all think. A full-ass bush of pit hair is crazy hot. I agree. I wish my pits were hairier. I have a decent amount of armpit hair, but my pits are not necessary. Most of my torso is not nearly as hairy as my legs. Body hair is sexy, and I'm sick of pretending it's not. I feel like gay men, thankfully, for the most part, have definitely more so always been open to body hair. There's obviously exceptions, but I definitely feel it's less of a stigma amongst gay men to be hairy. But I also am saying this as like a person who's not that hairy. But I've always longed to like have a fucking hairy ass chest, especially if I wear like a shirt that's unbuttoned a lot. I'm like, oh. That's why I'm working on my pecs so much, because I'm like, I need something peeking through, something tantalizing when I wear a button down. You've always been anti-cringe, and I stand on that position. I really have. I wanted to tell you the music was a little bit loud, but I was afraid you would be like, why didn't anyone tell me? Well, now I kind of am even more so. But it's okay. I don't think I was necessarily inaudible. But yeah, that video that I switched to was just louder than the one previous. This is what they meant when they played the wolf whistle in the Anchor Arms commercial after showing the hairy setting. I forgot there was a hairy option. And for the ladies, hairy. I literally, up until this moment, thought that it was a joke that like women would want hairy legs or like hairy arms on themselves. Like, I thought it was a joke. Like, I didn't realize that it was like women will like it when a guy has hairy arms. I literally thought like the joke was like typically a woman buying Anchor Arms would not want the hairy option. Like, I literally never got that joke being like, women will find the hairy one hot. Like, oh my god, that's so stupid. I love your cameos in Dallas's videos. Have a nice stream. Thank you, Adventures. I hope you're having a good night. Welcome in. Hi, Soda. Bye, Soda. Hi, Ruby. Hi, Soda again. He's back. Oh, I love him. I love my doggy. Hi, guys. Hello. Hi, guys. Hi, puppies. See you later. I love having two dogs. I remember the night before we got Soda, I started to like not have second thoughts about getting him, but I was having anxiety. I'm like, I've never had more than one dog. Like, is this gonna change how I love Ruby? Like, is it gonna make it, am I gonna not be able to like love them both equally? Like, what the, and like that's, I literally like, I love them both equally, and I love them both for different reasons, and my bond is still just as strong with Ruby. And arguably, I feel like it's brought me closer to both of my dogs, having them be, it makes us really feel like we're like a wolf pack. I don't know, it's so much fun. I love watching them just interact with each other. Now imagine how great more than one boyfriend would be. Dallas posted a picture of the two of us. We took like a mirror picture just because we worked out yesterday. And it kind of was giving like, hey, we noticed you from across the bar. Update on the foster dog we're looking to adopt. We met today and I was covered in slobber from so many kisses and cuddles. So cute. I hope it all goes well. But yeah, I think I have noticed a huge uptick in the pits market. Like, I feel like armpits are incredibly in right now in terms of like things people find attractive on men. And like, I'm sure, like, obviously they've always been like something, But like they've never been something I've really like noticed on myself or other guys until like the last like 2 years. Or I'm like, oh my god, I'm into his pits. And they're like definitely not high up on my tier list of like kinks or like parts of a guy that like I'm drawn to, but like I'm like, damn. It's more so like if the guy is hot, I'm gonna find his pits hot. And I'm gonna like, it's like how I'm not into feet, but like if I find the guy hot and he's doing like a hot pose and his feet are in it, like I'm gonna be like, wow, he looks hot. But I'm not like, I never seek out pictures of feet and only feet. Like I don't ever think about feet. Well, I already showed my little objects that I had prepared, so now I do have to go get new ones. Baby Luigi.
Tell him what you told me.
Oh, I want to get him a little gun. Because he can move his hands. For me, it's hands, neck, butt, thick ass thighs, and pits.
What?
We're talking about parts on guys that we find hot, and I was like, I've never really thought about feet or pits, but like if they're attached to a hot guy, then I find them hot. And Kay just listed off their favorite parts of a man. Would you like to share yours?
I think he covered every point.
Well, it's like in that order, like how that like priority. For me, I would say it's probably arms first, then pecs.
Just talking physical, right?
Yeah.
It's like, obviously,
Yeah.
you have to be
Yeah, I think first and foremost is personality. Ooh, I do love a big nose.
hilarious and witty and kind and sweet and deranged.
Yes. Yeah, deranged, but not in the ruins your life way. In the like neurodivergent cute way. So for me, it would probably be like big buff arms, nice pecs, then probably belly, butt, and then thighs. I like what's on the inside. This is my fidget toy. I roll my foot over it. Me when I'm the lady from The Shape of Water. I don't get the reference, sadly. I do want to watch that movie, though. Oh, Loved Webbed Hands. Okay, I didn't see your first message.
Is that the one where they're in the tank?
Yeah.
Nah. You don't need to watch it.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, film students. Guess what? I'm also a film student, so suck it.
I kind of really only care about face. I feel like everyone cares about face, which is why I didn't list it. I love eyebrows. I love guys with thick eyebrows. They're very important. Like dark eyebrows are very important to me.
Is it bad that I can't really come up with an answer?
No.
Maybe kind eyes? I don't know.
People told me earlier that I have kind eyes.
Yeah, I bagged you so quick. Well, not. It would have been quicker if you were fucking receptive.
Yeah. But then the minute I was receptive, I was like, hey, I'm in love with you. And you're like, we've talked for 6 days.
And then I said it's healthier if I don't say it back. Sorry.
I literally said you don't have to say it back, but I'm afraid that I'm going to die on this flight and not have been able to say it to you. So I'm going to say it to you. Thick eyebrow and big nose. Hubba hubba. Nothing like OCD making you confess. No, like real though. That's why you send an email instead, dummy. Speaking of emails, I have to check my email.
I realized I don't like checking mine, so I stopped. Is that so bad?
No.
What if I get an email that's like serious?
I mean, you should check your email.
I decided I don't want to.
I was at the gym the other day and I was sitting on a machine. There was a guy sitting at the same machine, like at the same type of machine at the one in front of me. So I was only seeing the back of his head and I never saw what the front of his head looked like. And I was like, being gay is so annoying. Like, what the fuck do you mean that I find the back of his head hot? Like, I can just tell he's hot from, like, the shape of the back of his head. Like, what the fuck? Hair is so important? I don't feel that way. I mean, there obviously are hair. I feel like I'm more I would rather take a bald guy or, like, a guy with, like, thinning hair. Like a bald spot or something over, like, a haircut that I don't particularly care for any day. Like, I'm not, I don't think they look ugly, but I tend to not be attracted to guys with, like, middle parts and, like, the, like, long, like, e-boy hair that has been popular the last few years. Again, I don't think they look ugly, and there's obviously been guys that I have thought were hot with that haircut, but I tend to really like a buzz cut kind of vibe. Thoughts on men with flowing long locks? I don't really love long hair. I only really like it when they put it up in a bun. I do love a man bun. But yeah, I tend to find bald guys often, like, a lot more attractive than some of the guys that I see with hair. Love a man with road rage. Would you date someone shorter than you? Dallas is literally shorter than me. So yes. Dallas is 5'7", I'm 5'10". My ex-boyfriend was 6'2". So I was in that sweet spot where, like, there are guys that are a lot taller than me, but also guys a lot shorter than me. And I think I prefer being the taller one. I like a short king. Especially if they are, like, on the thicker side, because they just look, like, stocky, and I just want to pick them up. Like Wolverine. I'm officially to the stage of shaving my head where I love being bald. That's so great. Good for you. I wish I liked how I look with a buzz cut. I don't. I'm not very secure in it. I haven't tried it in a few years since my medication has actually worked. So, but I don't know. I feel like where I am now, I feel very comfortable being on camera, even when my hair, like, doesn't necessarily look the way I want that day. So the idea of, like, not liking how I look on camera for an extended period of months until it grows back out is terrifying to me. in terms of what that would be my PNG tuber era, but hi Sody. He's got socks and he's having a field day. Hi Rudy. Hi Rudy. As someone who's attracted to long hair and has had 2-foot long hair in the past, I would never wish long hair on anyone. Shit was the worst. To me, I don't mind if a guy has long hair if they like style it right and like volumize it and like tease it. I feel like oftentimes guys have long hair just because they like don't want to get it cut. And like that to me is like a red, like that is a red flag. Like you didn't want to teach yourself. Like if you're afraid of going to the barber, okay, like I get that, but you didn't even want to like teach yourself. How often do you wash it? Do you groom anything? I'm not looking for. I personally don't care if you don't shave, but like, you know, trim, like what is the deal here? I don't know. I don't love it.
Let's look at the font.
Quarantine was when I grew mine out too. I feel like quarantine hair is completely different because like you just had no choice, except for me, because I had already taught myself how to cut my hair, so I was gold. I had a fresh cut every 4 days. I also like a well-groomed beard. Same. I'm not a big fan of the like Viking long beard kind of look. I like it to be like they used like a number 6 like razor guard on their face, where it's like they grew it out but it's like still maintains the shape of their face. I just don't like stringy anything. Stringy hair, stringy beard, stringy mustache. Like I have thin hair, like thin texture, thin flat hair. Like I had longer hair in my life before, and it literally just like lifelessly sits on my head and it looks nasty. So I would never grow it out. My face has been so like itchy the last like 2 days. I don't know why. Like just like feels like it's constantly being tickled by like dust in the air. It's been bothering me a lot. Probably should take a Zyrtec. But like my eyebrow. Mine was itchy yesterday, and then I realized it's because I had an allergic reaction. I'm gonna go take a Zyrtec. That's what I'm gonna do. I get so overstimulated when my shaved sides get too long. Me too. I'm literally gonna cut my hair tomorrow. Probably. Because, like, I buzzed it, like, 4 days ago, and it's already bothering me. Layout color, drink beverage, posture check. Every time I actually, like, adjust my posture and, like, sit up actually straight, I have to readjust my camera, which is so crazy. Yesterday, I was watching Hassan's stream, and he was, like, talking about fashion with this famous, like, model in Japan. She was giving him, like, style tips. And they were talking about his, like, beige / like, tan Converse and how much she liked them. And I was like, ugh, I want those. I just want more shoe options, because I literally have, like, one pair of sneakers, and then I have a pair of dress shoes. And that's it. And I need more options for outfits. Because my black dress shoes don't go with everything. And I think a more canvas color Converse would be very cute for, like, a half dressy outfit. Where I'm like, it's not all the way dress shoe material, but wearing my white fucking sneakers would be weird. I literally only have one pair of white sneakers that do gradually get dirty. Get Sonic shoes. I don't know if they put out new Sonic shoes for this new movie. I don't remember seeing, because they didn't give him his soap shoes for the movie. So they kind of just could have, like, kept selling the Sonic 2 ones. Maybe they did Shadow's shoes this time. Yeah, I didn't see any. I don't own any of the Sonic Puma shoes. I never know which kind of Converse to buy either. And I'm always afraid. I've never worn a pair before outside of, like, one that I used to have. So I don't know how their sizing works. Because I usually wear a size, like, 11 to 12 shoe. But if it, depending on the shoe brand, sometimes I will get, like, a 9.5 to a 10. Because I like it to be more snug. So I kind of am like, I'd rather buy them in a store. But in most shoe stores, they don't have a bunch of fun colors. So I just have never bought a pair of Converse without feeling like I'm taking a huge gamble. I also don't know how comfortable they are. I've heard mixed opinions. I've heard from some people that they're so comfortable. And then other people are like, it literally gave me, like, foot problems that I've had for the rest of my fucking life. I know that there are different types of Converse that have more of, like, a squishy, not like a wedge, but, like, more of, like, a thicker rubber part at the bottom. I've seen people at the gym wear them. Me being a Converse girly and then bought a pair half a size small and now my toes are fucked up. Oh my god. What if you become a Birkenstock boy? Dallas's brother got a pair of Birkenstocks for Christmas like 3 years ago. And anytime it would be like summertime, we'd go to Dallas's parents' house or like the beach. He'd wear his Birkenstocks and I was always so jealous. Not a foot guy really, but I do love a guy with like a hairy foot in like a sandal or a flip-flop. I just think it's a nice aesthetic. And maybe I'm biased because I have hairy-ass feet. And I love an open-toed shoe. I love letting the dogs breathe. I like a chunky shoe, just in general. If a shoe is like, the material's really thin, or like it stops at my ankle, I can't. I'm in like a chunky shoe era for the last like couple years. I need some density. I feel like it adds to the silhouette. Otherwise, I literally like, I don't know. I just feel like I'm wearing like cheap garbage. I've wanted chunky Fila's for like 7 years, and I still don't have a pair. And I know that they're like seen as like out of fashion anymore, but that only makes me want them more because I fucking hate how trend cycles are like half a year now. Especially because they're cyclical. Converse makes a wide version. They barely fit my custom insoles though. I definitely would need a wide version because I do have a wide foot. I used to love wearing skateboard shoes, even though I never skateboarded, because they're usually wider, like a DC shoe. I want to be a cartoon character with chunky shoes as big as my head and baggy pants that are almost parachute pants, and then an oversized hat with my cartoonish hair pokes out of. I really need a new pair of blue jeans, and I definitely want a like nice like slim fit pair. But I think I want to venture into like a baggy jean to go with like a fitted like white tank top, like one of my like ribbed tanks, undershirt tanks. I think that would be a cool look that is very popular. Like, I don't think I'm necessarily unique for wearing it, but the only thing is I feel like I don't have shoes that work well with like a baggy pant. Like, I'd want like a really chunky shoe with like a bit of a platform, so the jeans are not like constantly rubbing against the fucking ground. You should become one of those people who are anti-shoes because our feet have become soft, weakened, and woke. I remember one time Dallas and I were walking Ruby on like a hiking trail, and we ran into a guy who was hiking barefoot, and I was like, I'm not against that per se, but bold choice in this fucking hiking trail that people literally put like they just throw glass bottles into the fucking brush because they don't fucking care. Like, maybe if I was like in a national park, I would do that, but not on the side of the road next to a Target in Jacksonville, Florida. Like, you're gonna step on broken glass. I want the pant shoe combo that you look and go, oh, this would look correct in the Sonic Adventure pose. Yeah. I want to adopt more of a Jet Set Radio style streetwear to my aesthetic. What would you do if you saw me IRL in the middle of a conversation I just threw my trash into the street? I would rail into you. I would drag the shit out of you and arguably maybe stop talking to you. Like, that is such a big fucking problem to me that people have. I would like be, first of all, baffled. Don't yell at me, I'm scared. There was a guy who walked out of the woods and crossed a very busy road with no shoes, and I want to know everything about him. To clean my glasses. There's a fingerprint on them, I think. He just spawned, yeah. Sometimes these wipes are not as wet as other ones. Like, I'll open it and it's just not as moist as, so I sometimes have to go to like 2 or 3. It's very inconsistent. These ones, It's like a pack of like 250. And they had the highest rating on Amazon. And they're pretty fucking mid. And I feel like I usually have to wipe them like 2 or 3 times before they're actually clean. Supposedly wipes are bad for coating on glasses. Really? Then I'm fucked because I've been using these like 4 times a day since I got them. Because I feel like the cloth doesn't get them clean enough. I feel like it just smears the grease around. And I've tried different types of like the microfiber cloths. But also Alex is the one who said it to me, so you're probably just fucking with me. Have you ever washed your cloth? No, but I don't use it that often. That's a genuine Alex comment. Damn, well now I feel bad because I've been using them on my favorite pair of glasses multiple times a day. Every day since October. I don't play about eyesight. I forgot your glasses are real now. Yeah, I've gotten to a kind of point where I don't really like how I look without them, which was kind of a fear of mine that I would be like, wow, I hate my natural face without anything on it. But whatever. I don't hate it, but I definitely feel more confident in my appearance with glasses. I think they fit my face very well. I like the spray. A little reusable cloth wipes. I feel like that works best for me. Yeah, I might get a spray. It just shows your perception of self is just what you're used to and nothing is real. Wow, that was an incredibly insightful and mentally freeing comment from #1 hater and psychological damage inflictor Slay Us Mama. Wow, I'm really surprised and impressed. See, I'm lovely. Let's not get too crazy. Exactly, just like my coworker who doesn't understand why everyone on TikTok says she looks like Ezra Miller. What? Mom, Dad, please stop fighting. Me low-key kind of not loving, but like I wouldn't hate when my dad and his ex-wife would fight because I was like, maybe this will finally get him to break up with her and not marry her, and then it just didn't happen, and they just got married anyway and continued to hate each other. And I don't understand why he didn't realize it was a mistake when he cut their honeymoon short because he just hated being alone with her for that long. At what point can we start calling you Papa Wetsy? I don't know about Papa Wetsy, but Big Daddy, I feel like once I turn 30, I feel like every resub message should start with, thanks, Big Daddy. Proud to support you, Big Daddy. Who is the Wetsy High Priestess? Ooh. Little Daddy for now. Hi, Little Daddy. Honestly, that's so cute. I've had a couple of like my friends who lift weights and stuff refer to me as Big Man in the last few months. And I'm just like, ah! I feel so affirmed. I love it. I love telling my friends who lift weights that they're looking big, looking buff and stuff in a completely like platonic way, because I'm just like, I know it means the literal. It makes my entire fucking day to hear that from even just one person. So I'm like, everybody say love. Yeah, spread the love. Your therapist should have prescribed you the gym years ago.
I'm 27 and I'm
still living with my parents in Overland Park. I have an art history degree from a night school. My cat just died. I've lost 25% control of my sphincter muscles. I get a clicking sound in my jaw when I eat. I drive a 91 Dodge Neon. I have ovarian cysts. Sometimes I pee the bed still. I have alopecia. The only man who wants to fuck me is my 48-year-old manager at Pizza Street. P.S. He only has one ball. So I guess
better than you.
Pixie Sylveon. Thank you for the 54 months on tier 2. Thank you, thank you. Someone should be letting us know that water and exercise will improve our mental state. I think often about how gagged I was and how huge and beefy you looked in the PETA look on Just Trish. Eee, thank you. I did have a lot of people come out of the woodwork and be like, this gagged me. In many reasons. Like, 1, you look great. 2, you look snatched. 3, you work for Trisha Paytas. 4, you're on the show. 5, you were so funny. And I'm like, go on. You forgot you bleached your hair. Yeah, that too. And 8. Can you tell Trish for me? I low-key hate it when people say those with eating disorders shouldn't work out because nothing has helped me more with that in the gym. I won't be commenting on that because that is a very sensitive subject. And that's not my trauma. That's not my darkness, to quote ContraPoints, but I can see why that would stress people out. It's okay. Don't worry about it, okay? But yeah, I try not to talk about stuff like that, just because I know that even... It's one of those things that, like... Depending on the person, obviously. I don't know what you've been through yourself. But for a lot of people, even, like, literally just, like, the mention of the word, it can be very triggering. And that's not my trigger. I've not struggled with that, but I've had other triggers in my life that, like, even just, like, the topic can, like, send me into a spiral of, like, anxiety, so I get it. What do you think of the latest episode of Drag Race? I kind of spent the beginning of the stream talking about it in depth, but the shorthand answer is I loved it. I love this cast. It was another great episode. They're 4 for 4. They're Wendy's 4 for 4 so far this season on good episodes. I'm very curious to see how Snatch Game is going to go. Because I totally see this cast as, like, many of them doing well in Snatch Game. But I also can see them being all so good at everything else but none of them really do well in Snatch Game. I could see it going either way, where it's like they're all so funny, but for some reason it doesn't translate to Snatch Game. I don't know. I'm very curious to see how it goes. At the very least, it'll be better than last year. Really? Last year's Snatch Game was so good. Plain Jane and Saphira, like, killed it. Everyone else was, like, kind of flubbing, but... I think Maya did pretty well, though, actually. Sim does not like it when their Slovakian homeland is made a mockery of. Well, I'm not going to tell you how to feel, but... Snatch Game is so unpredictable because it's either a shit show or amazing. Yeah, Dallas, he typically hates Snatch Game because he does not like watching people bomb. I tend to like it just because when it's good, it's so good. But when it's bad, I get so upset. Pokemon X and Y are so iconic. They really are. I remember at the time being a little bit hard on them because they were coming after Black and White 2, which were so incredible. But with the shit that they put out nowadays, I'm like, wow, they kind of ate with these. I will say, I still firmly believe that these games kind of fall apart after the third gym. Arguably after the second, because the pacing just goes completely to shit and the plot kind of doesn't fucking make any sense. And, like, there's a lot of it that does feel rushed, for sure. It's all downhill from here. I think Gen 8 isn't awful. I think Sun and Moon were incredible. Ultra Sun and Moon, I have my beef with. I will spare my regular audience with my hour-long tirade about what I don't like about those games. Sword and Shield, I have plenty of issues with them, but I will say I still enjoyed playing them. And I cannot say the same for Scarlet and Violet. I had a lot of problems with Scarlet and Violet, but I also disliked playing it pretty much the entire time as well. Like Sword and Shield, a lot of problems. And I don't know if history will, depending on how things continue to go, will be any kinder to them. But at least its good parts were really good. Yeah, these games have a lot of issues, but they're still more fun to play than a lot of modern Pokemon games. Yeah, agreed. You can kind of tell that, like, a lot of people say Black and White 2 is where Game Freak's, like, ambition died. But I would argue that X and Y, there's bits and pieces, especially in the early game, where you can tell they're really, like, excited about making a 3D game with, like, the different camera angles they experiment with and stuff like that. But then you can tell at the point where, like, development got rushed so they could fucking finally have a Pokemon game on the 3DS. And it starts to fall apart. And then I just feel like every game after that has had an increasingly high level of, like, unpolished, rushed project vibes. I feel like even if I have issues with X and Y, I will always think that Kalos, like the region, is one of the best regions they've ever made. So diverse in terms of like landscape and town themes and aesthetics. I love exploring this region. It's very cool. I only associate Scarlet Violet with doing a midnight launch at GameStop during a snowstorm. I associate it with streaming it the night of and being like, oh no. Do you think the next Pokemon game will be a big selling point for Switch 2? Oh, absolutely. Pokemon is always a system seller. I think Animal Crossing is now too. Pokemon, Animal Crossing, Mario Kart. Like, that is what gets people to buy systems. There are so many people that did not buy a Switch till Sword and Shield. There are so many people that did not buy a 3DS till X and Y. There will be people that are like, I will buy Switch 2 when Pokemon comes out. I don't need it right away. I am not one of those people. I will get it day one if I can get a pre-order. It's looking like Scarlet Violet will be the next 2 world championships. I hope San Francisco is National Dex or something. Interesting. God. Is that like the longest a Pokemon game has been like the meta for VGC? Because I think Sword and Shield was like 3 years, right? How ridiculous. It would be the fucking worst game too that we get stuck with. I'm decided I'm not getting into Gen 9 meta ever. I'm gonna just wait till Gen 10 to pick back up VGC. Because I loved that, like, Gen 8. I was so into competitive. And I just do not enjoy doing literally anything in Scarlet and Violet. I don't want to like navigate the menus that lag. I don't want to grind to build teams while dealing with the lag. I just don't want to do any of it. None of it is an enjoyable process to me, even like in a mindless, like, I do it while I watch TV kind of way. Which is a shame, because Terra is such a cool mechanic. Yet grinding shards, like, it's still ass. That Pokeball machine, that item maker in Scarlet Violet was cool, but after I ran out of Pokemon materials, I never used it again, because you're not going to catch me 2 FPS grinding Pokemon outbreaks that make my game lag. Phoenix Soulblade, thank you for the 44 months. Shiny Esper be upon ye. I gotta charge the juices. Honestly, this is crazy ass drawing reference. Like, let's fucking go foreshortening. Here, I'll hide my shit so you can screenshot it. I want a clip of that for myself to draw. My outfit today, I've got a stain. I've got this knitted cream colored shirt that I did get from TikTok shop about a year ago. These dress pants. And I've got some just socks. This is my only clean sock. Have you been dressed to the nines this whole stream? I have. Indeed I have. I'm really trying. I've decided I'm going to dress for the job that I want in the job that I love. Does that make sense? Like, I want to be a fashion icon. And I don't really ever have an excuse to dress up, like, in more than just, like, gym shorts. Like, I go to the gym. When I go grocery shopping, it's we're on the way home from the gym. Dallas and I we'll go out to dinner sometimes. But even then, like, we dress pretty casually, or, like, I'm just in jeans or something like that. So, I'm like, well, inspired very much, like, by Hassan, who is fitted the fuck out every single stream. And he literally just sits torso up like this. I'm like, let me just, like, dress up a little bit on stream every day. Because it gives me a, like, ooh, what's the OOTD today? Okay, Wetsy, so today we have these shoes with these pants. I feel like it would be a fun thing to do for streams, so I'm gonna do my best. I unfortunately don't have that many cute clothes, because your boy is #jacked, #bulking, #beastly, and a lot of my cool clothes that I had back in the day don't fit anymore. So this year is like, let's refresh my wardrobe a little bit, try some new things, make some fun fashion choices. OOTD, meaning outfit of the day. My brain is like, Ocarina of Time. Duh. Could designate certain days as casual. Yeah, we can have casual, comfy days where I just wear my big hoodie with my little shorts. Why does Esper look like he could be one of those Fugglers plushes? I barely know what you fucking mean, but, like, I do know what you mean. You can add an OOTD point redeem. I could do that, but I could do, like, fit check for people who missed the beginning of the stream. Tank tops on Flex Fridays for the fans, yes. And crop tops for Tummy Tuesday. I love Tummy Tuesday. I look forward to it every single week. Thank you for remembering Tummy Tuesdays. It is my pleasure. I often want to contribute, but I don't know. I'm a little shy. I posted my tummy pic on Thanksgiving. So that's good enough till next year. When's the Gudra dress up? I don't know when, but it's gonna be messy. It's gonna be sticky. What's your favorite Gen 6 Pokemon? Ooh. Helioptile. Or no, Heliolisk, the evolved form. I really like that one. Sylveon is pretty iconic, even though it's a little bit of like a easy answer. Xerneas. I think Xerneas is my second favorite, actually. Mega Venusaur Fox. Say Halucha. Halucha is like probably top 20. Maybe top 15. And that's half the decks, yeah. I would have to go through a tier list. I kind of forget a lot of Gen 6 Pokemon off the top of my head, because it's just such a small Pokedex. I like Sylveon. Shocker. I hope one day I am at a level of financial consistency and stability where I'm not rich, but I'm able to afford a house where I can turn the garage into a home gym. Like a single story, like 3-bedroom house with a garage that I can turn into a gym. So I could do workout streams. I could work out with free weights in my office. I could do that. Housing market, please crash. Yeah, now that I finally have like a pretty good job,